putting on Amir. Amir is just seasoned. He's seen more. He's done more. From what I see, I don't really see what Naraj can show different that Amir hasn't seen before.
And you've been an underdog in the past. You've been the guy that wasn't supposed to win, but were able to win.
Correct.
So talk to me about maybe the potential advantages that he has in that way where people aren't expecting him to be victorious here.
Well, now, when you look at Naraj, who is a heavy underdog, look, let's say he does come out victorious. Not only does he wins his fight over a top prospect, but his whole life changes for the better.
Everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Royalties, exactly. Especially when I fought Tommy Fury. I knew that, and look, if I beat Tommy Fury, I got everything to gain, but nothing to lose. In a sense, Naraj has everything to gain, but nothing to lose.
So let's talk about the style here. A lot of different styles in boxing. Obviously, there's traditional, both hands up. There's Philly shell. We're seeing a little bit of a dropped lead hand from Naraj. Now, this is something we see from some of the greats. Caleb Plant is a very, very educated lower lead hand sometimes in his fights. He's also able to diversify. And we're seeing that dropped lead hand after the jab. What do you think about that?
I mean, to be honest, look, I'm not very confident. And I never like to put a fighter down, but you can tell a fighter by the way he shadow boxes. And he shows a lot of flaws, and that is why his record is 6 wins and 6 losses. I'm not sure where the 6 losses is coming from, maybe TKO or decisions, but fighting Amir, you're going to have to be sharp, Riley. You're going to have to be on your P's and Q's, brother.
The reality is, if Amir gets even a second of an opportunity, if he even gets the slightest chance, he is going to land, and he is going to land with power. And I'm just not seeing a ton of discipline defensively right now.
I don't see no defense. I just see, from what I see, he's just straight power brawler. No head movement, no clean punches. It's just brawling power. But who knows? I might be missing something, but you might be seeing.
AT, I imagine you've sparred with some pretty high-level boxers.
Oh, absolutely.
What are the adaptations you have to make if you are maybe have a size or maybe a skill disadvantage? We often talk about having to fight. When you're up against a boxer, you have to fight. Is that what he has to be looking for here?
Well, yes. So the first thing he needs to do is stick to fundamentals of boxing. What fundamentals does, it gets you out of trouble. It gets you out of nasty positions, especially when you're fighting a savvy boxer like Amir Khan. And from right now, from what I see, Naraj doesn't show basic fundamentals. He just shows careless aggression from what I see.
Careless aggression can sometimes be enough to win a fight. When you're going in against a guy with such an extensive amateur background, however, I'm not sure about it. Still, Amir Anderson, a young fighter. This is only, I believe, his 2nd professional fight. So there is opportunity here for being able to catch him in potentially a position where maybe he's underestimating his opponent, I should say.
Correct. I mean, but this is boxing. There's always that lucky punch. You never know what's going to happen. And Amir shows it very well. Amir has a good poker face. A good boxer's never going to let you know that he's hurt. They're never going to show that. And from what I see with Naraj, he has good power behind those punches.
I just don't know if it's going to be enough. We're seeing pretty similar combinations here, 1, 2, 3.
I mean, look, it's all about the coaching, the preparation. He seems like he's ready. He took on the fight to fight Amir. He feels and sounds like he's ready, and he feels very confident about it. I'm just hoping it goes past the first round.
I'm not. I hope that Amir is able to go in there and show us what he's really about. He's such an exciting fighter to me.
Yeah, no, Amir is one of my favorite prospects coming into the scene of boxing out the amateur circuit. One of my favorite prospects. I believe Amir could go on and win a championship in the next 2 to 3 years from now.
And he's only got 5 minutes here to really show us what he's about, which is not that much time. We're hoping that he warmed up already and he's coming prepared and he's wanting to show us what he's about here in this live open workout. But there is, of course, the story. Some of these guys come out here, they don't want to show too much.
Correct. They don't want to show too much. When I'm in there, I never want to give my opponents an inch of what I can do or what I'm going to do in that fight. I like to be greedy. I like to take my time. Sometimes I'll just slightly shadow box, jump rope, but I never want to show my opponent what arsenal do I have in my back pocket. It's just not, it just doesn't sit right with me.
Let's get Ben here with a question to the boxer coming up.
Let's go. All right, we're here with Naraj. Naraj, exciting opportunity. How are you feeling, sir?
I'm scared. But let's go.
Let's go indeed. I love it, Naraj. Best of luck, sir.
Thank you.
Ben Davis loves it, and that's enough for me, AT. Did we see enough from Naraj in that open workout to be able to convince the doubters, maybe?
Oh, absolutely not. I didn't really see anything that's going to impress me to be like, uh-oh, Amir's in trouble. Look, Amir's about to cash out in the first round, possibly. Maybe in the second. But that cash in the bank sounds really nice. I just wish I saw a little bit more footwork from Naraj to make me believe this can be a competitive fight. But who knows? Who knows?
Let's call it what it is. I mean, this is a fight that Amir should win, but that doesn't mean that he's guaranteed to win. And Misfits has done a great job to make sure he's going up against an opponent with a lot of wins. Most boxers aren't doing this, but we are. So let's throw to Huss to see from Amir himself to see if he's prepared.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome into the ring Amir the Cashman Anderson.
Here he is. We already see a massive height and reach advantage for Amir Cashman Anderson.
Look at him. Smooth. He has the swag. Now, that's footwork right there. Keeping the distance, keeping basic fundamentals. He's not dropping his hands. He's keeping his hands high. I like how he definitely got on those apple beats on his head. But Amir is showing great footwork and potential. For a lot of people who don't know about Amir, Amir is a great standout boxer in the amateurs. Multi-world national champion in that scene. But as we see, Amir is obviously coming out with the southpaw stance, and that's really good.
AT, I got to stop you. You said a multi-world champion.
I'm sorry. I messed up on that.
He's been to Mars. He's been to Venus, and he's conquered them all. No, I'm just kidding. We can see immediately. A skill difference, in my opinion.
No, absolutely. Like, look at that. Basic fundamentals. Now he switched to orthodox. That's very valuable. That's very rare that you see a prospect coming out in his second fight going southpaw or an orthodox.
I mean, convincing switch stance fighters that I can think of. Danny Jacobs is one of them I can think of. It's an incredibly difficult skill to master, and it's more effective than you could ever believe, because as your opponent starts to say, oh, I think I've got him down, I've got his timing, you switch stances, and everything has to reset.
Right. Now when we look at Amir, like, traditionally, Amir doesn't have on. There's no gloves. I don't even see his coach in there. That's pretty much showing that Amir was like, hey, I don't need to show you my skills of what I got. You'll see it this coming Thursday night in that ring.
As you were saying, he's not showing us too much, but he is showing us very educated shadowboxing. And as you said, you can learn a lot from shadowboxing.
Absolutely, and that's what I love about the basic fundamentals. When we talk about the basic fundamentals, Riley, we're talking about your basic up and downs, your hands up, basic ladder drills, basic shadow boxing, pad work, everything we need to become a defined, true boxer in the scene, because boxing, Riley, is not for everybody.
This is exactly the type of guy that a guy like Mams Taylor is putting his effort and his energy behind. And there's reason for that, because we believe that he has the ability to really shine in the professional boxing scene.
No, absolutely. Mams is signing the hottest prospects in boxing right now, and that's a good sign, because people are saying, well, what is Misfits? Misfits is the new era. It's the new age. And
we said we're going to do it differently, and that's exactly what's been happening. As we mentioned, of course, Naraj is a huge underdog here, but he's got 6 KOs, 6 wins. And that is not something that we often see a fighter going into his second professional fight going up against somebody that has legitimate knockout power.
That is scary. Not a lot of prospects are going to fight somebody who has 6 wins but with 6 knockout, because that is a 50-50 fight. Yeah, he lost 6 times, but like I said, 50-50 chance he might lose and might win that fight.
Ben Davis is in the ring now with a quick question for the fighter, Amir Anderson.
Amir Cashman Anderson, we are here in Qatar. Describe this experience.
It's an amazing experience. It's a beautiful place, beautiful venue we're going to fight at, beautiful hotel. I'm feeding off the energy. I'm just living the life, man.
I love it. Ladies and gents, Amir Cashman Anderson.
Amir Anderson shouting out the beautiful Qatar in which we are in. I can't deny it. The hotel's been beautiful. The venue's been beautiful. Look at where we are. Talk to me about visiting a place like this and fighting in a venue that can add some of that energy.
Well, I love it. The atmosphere is great. The food, oh my God, the food is amazing, Riley. I just want to be here because the food is here. Now, but everything here, the culture is beautiful. The weather is beautiful. The energy just being in Qatar is beautiful.
And some of these fights are going to be beautiful. Let's throw to Huss to get on to the next fighter for this live workout.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to see our next contestants. This open workout is presented by Qatar. The whole Supercard is presented by Visit Qatar. This incredible event is available to buy now on Dazn. You can scan the QR code on the screen or please visit DAZN.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Swarms.
Swarms coming back. He's been out for a while, not taking an easy fight, but he said he would fight anybody.
Look, Swarms is on a redemption arc right now. This man is lusting for another win. Look, unfortunately, he did suffer a loss from Ed Matthews, but Ed Matthews suffered a loss from Pineda. Now we got Swarms fighting Pineda, and Pineda is no slouch. This guy's a tough cookie, and I like what I see with Swarms. Look at him. Look at that man.
I remember when he fought Ed Matthews, I don't know if he remembers, but briefly I mentioned to him before, just get it to the second round, get it to the third round, because that's where he would have had the advantage. He wasn't able to do that. He got stopped early, but I really still to this day believe that that was a winnable fight for him. Now, AT, he's switched camps. Talk to me about some of the differences that happen when you switch camps.
When you switch camps, sometimes you're not familiar with the coach. You're not in sync, so it's going to take you about 4 to 5 months to get in sync with a newer coach. But it's depending how long you've been knowing this coach, what's your history with this coach. But when you're switching camps with a brand new guy and you've never met, things can get tricky, but you're starting to learn certain things.
But fighters are different, right? And what works for one fighter might not work for another fighter. It's not necessarily a knock on a coach for a fighter to leave, but sometimes they just gel much better. So I'm curious to see if Swarms is going to be gelling better with this new coach and going to be able to show us the skills and ability he has.
Well, I saw Swarms yesterday on the pads in the gym, and that man was throwing some clean, crisp punch. And his trainer, y'all need to watch out for this trainer. Look how he walking. He's in there. He's critiquing him, showing him certain things. But what's good, what I like about Swarms, what he's doing now is he's showing good footwork and balance.
AT, you just took the words out of my mouth, because Swarms has always had good punches. He's always had fast combinations and fast hands. That was the first thing that he developed as a fighter. But what he didn't have was fundamental, crisp footwork. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. If he is able to integrate that footwork into his boxing game, we could really see a very, very dynamic shift in his ability as a fighter.
Absolutely. I just like how he's staying on the outside of the foot, using his feet to move him. Not his hands, his feet. And he's in and out. Swarms looks great. He looks really in shape. This guy, I'm excited. This is my dark horse fight.
It's one thing to put it together in the open workout, though, and it's another thing to put it together in the fight. Now, I talked to Swarms yesterday, and something he mentioned to me that stuck with me was he talked about the warrior mindset, the warrior culture. He said, I used to be a rapper. Used to was the word he used, because now he is a fighter. He is embracing the ideology of being a fighter.
Now, when you're embracing the ideology of being a fighter, we're talking about sleep, eat, breathe, fighting, dream fighting. You have to be selfish, the most selfish person in the world, if you want to commit yourself to being a fighter. Because being a fighter ain't easy. You're sacrificing your body, your health long term for short success.
AT, he said he didn't care who was called. He was going to take the fight. That sounds like something you would say.
Oh, man, hey, absolutely. Man's call, hey, AT, I need you to fight this guy. Say less, when and where. Now, the thing I like about Swarms was when he got knocked down, he was laughed up. He always got up.
Let's get to Ben for a quick question with Swarms. Ben has decided he doesn't want to talk to him just yet. Swarms wants to keep going. I think that's just a exhibit of his fitness. He looks ready right now.
Yes, he's on adventure tour. Like when we first saw Swarms on X Series 1, he was about 200 plus pounds. This guy transformed his whole body, his whole mindset, and he lost about 40 pounds. He said, hey, I'm tired of being a loser. I'm tired of people making fun of me and laughing at me and not taking me serious in this boxing. I want to change.
Not just that, I mean, this guy has taken some of the hardest fights he could right from the start. Last I checked, his Misfits debut was against the one and only KSI.
Now that, not everybody get a chance like that, right, to fight KSI. Look, I've been chasing KSI for 4 years, and I ain't got a fight. But this guy get his first fight ever against KSI. Look, I am jealous of Swarms.
An interesting thing is Pineda and Swarms both fought KSI on that same night. It was both of their Misfits debuts, and now they're fighting each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, when I look at Swarms shows good footwork, patience, and power. And I like how he's using his reach, Riley. He's doing it very well.
Something we can see from the lower lead hand is often a disguised jab. That's the main advantage that people talk about because, of course, you are potentially exposing yourself to more onward right hands specifically, but you gain the advantage of being able to snap that jab up, not in the vision of your opponent.
What I like is called the Hitman jab from Tommy the Hitman Hearns. And he's staying in a Philly, half Philly shell. But what I need Swarms to do is when he throws that jab and he brings it back, bring it back with your hands up. Not low, because now you're taking punches when you come in low.
Something I'm seeing immediately from this trainer, though, as you mentioned, AT, is a focus on the footwork.
Absolutely.
His footwork looks massively improved. I always noticed that he was always very tight. His feet were very close together in his footwork, and we're already seeing a much better posture.
I mean, look at the difference in his gym. It's coach. One thing I want to point out, Riley, is look how the trainer's holding mitts. He's not meeting them. He's telling, hey, come hit these mitts because I'm not coming to you. And that is a good trainer.
But they're just flown right now. And that comfort you see from a new team, obviously he transitioned not too long ago, but he's very, very comfortable with this trainer already.
Yeah, I like this trainer. I like his demeanor. He's holding the pads correctly. He's showing them what he needs to do in the process. But we only see about 30% of Swarms. That's all.
I will say we're also seeing Swarms, both hands looking a little low.
That might be his style. I mean, he just fought his last two fights like that. Who knows? But he has to watch that.
All right, there we go. Ben Davis going to talk to Swarms.
All right, we're here with Swarms. Sir, new and improved. What can the fans expect on Thursday night?
Expect the unexpected. I'm back. And you're going to see a great performance. 28th of November. Everyone get your PPVs. Go buy it now.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Swarms.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to buy this pay-per-view at dazn.com/boxing. That's DAZN.com, because these fights are going to be off the chain. But that's not the only fight that's going to be off the chain, because the home of boxing has plenty more to come.
What's it like growing up in a fighting family?
I don't know, man, but it's all I knew.
You learn the hard way, I suppose. It's fight or flight.
So I chose to stand and fight. Simple. Yeah, I may have taken a few beatings, shed a few tears, bled a little.
I got faster, I got slicker.
Soon, I couldn't be touched. And that's when this got fun.
I watched my brother become world champion.
I watched my brother become world champion.
And I thought, I want a bit of that.
And I did, and I'll do it again.
And when I do, I'll do it for a name.
My name.
It's more than pride. It's blood.
It's family.
And that means everything.
Maybe you're listening to this and my words don't resonate, but that's okay, because they will. When I walk to that ring on November the 30th,
take a moment and read the name on my shorts. Look at the figure beside me. This isn't just about me.
It's about me, it's about him, it's about us.
And all the lessons they taught me.
Edwards.
Yafai.
This is our story. This is our heritage. This is our bloodline.
only and exclusively on Dazn. AT, we're finally moving into what is always everyone's favorites, the heavyweights.
Big boys, too hot to handle, like I told you earlier, Riley. Which one is going to be too hot to handle? Is it going to be Big Kelz too hot to handle, or is it going to be Chase who's going to be too hot to handle in that ring? Anything can happen. We're talking about heavyweights, Riley.
Well, speaking of the ring, let's get those boys in there with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now let's welcome our next contestants to the ring. This open workout is presented by Qatar, and the whole Supercard is presented by Visit Qatar. This incredible event is available to buy now on Dazn. You can scan the QR code on the screen, or please visit Dazn.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Kelz.
AT, Kelz had some intensity in the press conference. Do you think he's going to bring that same intensity right now?
I'm sure he will. I just don't know what much can he brings. I just need to really see him in the ring and shadow box. I'll be able to know about it.
When a guy is this athletically gifted, this physically gifted, talk to me about some of the advantages, but also some of the disadvantages of that.
The disadvantage is your cardio is going to go down faster because when you're a big boy, you're swinging for the fences. The good thing is, and when I say the good thing is, you just need one shot and it's over from a big heavyweight like Kelz.
Which is exactly what we saw in his last fight. He had some adversity early on, but when he talked to me in his interview, he said this. He said that once he walked through the fire, once he was knocked down and got back up and bloodied and still fighting, he found comfort. He said, you know what? Now that I've been here, I've walked through the fire, and I'm still standing, why don't I get back to boxing?
Well, one thing I will say about this, Riley, is good coaching. His coach, Daly, after the first round, Daly took him in and said, listen, we need you to calm down, breathe, stop reaching for your punches. And now what a good coach does is he's here to train you to make sure you're safe. He's here to make sure you're composed, you're level-headed.
Fundamentally, though, we're looking at him shadowbox. If he keeps his punches straight, he can deliver a ton of power. Yeah. But he doesn't look that comfortable just yet.
No, like I said, right, this is his second fight. When I look at Kelz and he's throwing that left jab, you notice how he tends to drop that hand a little bit. And he's bringing his hands too close and he's too tight. He needs to stay loose.
There's a slight lack of fluidity, but that does not mean that he won't be able to get the job done because, as I was saying, you can get away with a lot when you're built like a brick house.
Anybody can, hey, look, the bigger you are, the harder you fall, and it just takes one punch to stop it all.
People always love to say that, but let's talk about that because Chase Moor often has fought guys that were smaller than him, specifically were shorter than him. This is the first time that he's going in there against a guy who actually has a size advantage over him. Now, Chase, obviously the more experienced fighter, but Chase has had wins and losses himself. It's taken him time to really improve as a boxer, so I actually think this is a much closer fight than people might think it is.
Yeah, it is. Chase had to take a lot of losses to understand what type of fighter he was, what type of person he was. And when you're getting into that ring, you have to be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually ready to go in there and risk yourself. And this is no joke.
AT, it's sounding a little bit like you think that Kelz is the underdog in this one.
I believe Kelz is the biggest underdog.
The biggest underdog.
The biggest underdog, yeah. I wasn't convinced with Kelz in his first fight.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. He obviously struggled. I found it very interesting because in his first fight, his punches started kind of all over the place. After he got dropped, it was almost like he remembered all of his training.
Well, when I look at Chase has never been dropped. And Chase fought a lot more people who are more experienced than him.
UFC veterans.
UFC veterans, guys like Josh Bruckner, big guys, and Chase still hasn't been dropped. Chase has power. We see what Chase can do.
I will say, though, he was unsuccessful against Josh Bruckner, and then Salt Papi beat him. And there's about a 100-pound size difference between Chase and Salt Papi.
Yeah! Can we see Salt go back up to fight Chase some more? Who knows?
You heard it here first. Salt Papi versus Kelz versus the winner of Kelz versus Chase Moore. I'm kidding, of course. Let's see Kelz on the pads. This is, I think, going to be a lot more important than the shadow boxing.
You know what I'm kind of getting? And I'm not trying to throw shades at Kelz. I'm getting the vibes as if Chase had his first fight against Josh Bruckner. Same technique, same style. Kelz is still learning the sport of boxing, so we just need to give him more time to grow in it.
Now, I'll argue with you a little bit here. I think as he's warming up, he's looking a little bit better on the pads. This is a guy who is athletic, and that right hand clearly has some power in it.
Yeah, I mean, he's still learning, Riley. His technique is a little off, but that's the comfortability. You need to get comfortable with it. You need to be comfortable with being sloppy and critiquing it.
To me, it's going to be his ability to stay in the fight and remember his technique even under the pressure and adversity. Because I'll argue with you here. I think this 1-2, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. He's having trouble putting it together with other combinations. We don't see a hook at all or uppercuts. But fundamentally, I've always said, if you just focus on the 1-2, that's all you really need at the start of your career.
But as a boxer, Riley, I'm going to tell you this. When you're starting off, you got to do the basics. Keep your hands up. And Kelz is having his hands down, was going to lead into a big right hand by Chase Moor.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying he's defensively not focusing on his fundamentals, even though he's offensively focusing.
Every time he throws a punch, the hands goes down. Look at it. Bam. Right there. Down. You need to keep your hand up. Don't keep your hands up when you throw in your jab or your punch. Keep your hands up when you retract your jab and punches.
Chase can be a hard guy to find as well, but something that Chase does often is he leans backwards. Now, as the taller fighter, you know this. When the guy is taller, they can sometimes get away with just kind of leaning away from the punches. But because these two are the same size, that could be a potential for Kelz to be able to land that right hand.
Very true. Kelz is taller than Chase. But what the difference is going to be between Big Kelz and Chase is who has the better footwork here? Who has the better footwork to get you out of dangerous positions, and put you in positions that gives you bigger opportunities to land bigger shots?
Kelz is warming up a little bit here. I think that a key here is not necessarily going to be the pad work, but the sparring. How much sparring and what level of sparring has he done in preparation for a fight like this?
Well, I'm not sure. He said he's been sparring, but I do know that Chase is ready to go every time we see him. But Kelz he's starting to look comfortable. He's starting to relax. He's starting to feel it.
Five minutes on the pads. Let's hear from Ben Davis.
Gentlemen, I'm here with Kelz. Kelz, it got very heated yesterday at the press conference. How are you feeling, sir?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. You know what, yesterday, obviously, had to resort to mind games, the disrespect, but I'm here to do a job. This doesn't change anything. Thursday, I'm completing the mission.
What are you doing Thursday night?
Knocking him out.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Kelz!
Very, very exciting. You can see on camera, I promise you he looks even bigger in person.
Yeah, I think the mind games did get to Kelz with Chase Moor, and we all know Chase is a mind game freako. When I say mind game freako, this guy knows how to get under your skin.
And he's been doing it successfully all week. And then you'll see it on the alternative when Chase Moor is instigating these fights. He gets into them and then he just kind of breezes out of them. He's very unbothered by the engagements, whereas we see a bit more of meanness in the side of Kelz. It's not all show for him. I think that Chase is much better at playing the game than Kelz is. So
True.
I'm curious to see if he's going to be able to maintain it.
I think Kelz needs to stay focused. Don't worry about the disrespect he done in the past, and just go in there and handle business with the game plan. Kelz, you got to focus, my guy. You got a big fight.
Let's see from Chase Moor. We'll throw it back to Huss.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now please welcome to the ring, Chase D. Moor.
There like he's a big show. I love it.
We can see that Chase he's clearly the thinner man. He has a slight size disadvantage. But as you mentioned, AT, the bigger guy can often gas out faster.
Very true. You know, normally when we watch Chase in his last fights, he was always much bigger than his opponents. But this time, I see a lot of a slimmer Chase. And we got Gary Olive on the pads with Chase. Chase looks fast. Look at that jab. And what he's doing, Riley, is he's jabbing, but he's bringing that jab back at the same position instead of bringing it low.
And seeing with this double jab, he's keeping it dangerous. He's not just bringing it back home and not looking for the next punch. Immediately on the pads as well, diving right in. I'm very, very curious. This is a good-looking Chase Moor right now.
Yeah, this is. I'm impressed. Like, we went from the very first Josh Bruckner Chase Moor to the big Kelz Chase Moor, and we saw the evolution of Chase, of how much he improved.
Finally, I don't think we saw a single left hook from Kelz. It's clearly not a punch that he's very comfortable with, but we're seeing that from Chase.
Well, this is our first left hook we saw of the day.
Amir Anderson was throwing some left hooks.
Yeah, but we're talking about all the pads. Chase looks good. He looks great. But we can't undermine Big Kelz. That guy has brutal knockout power. And if Chase gets hit with one of those, we might see Chase kissing the canvas Thursday night.
That is going to be a huge, huge important factor, is the power, and can he land it early? I am just looking at the physiques right away, going to be assuming that Chase Moor has come prepared cardiovascularly.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be an advantage for him.
I mean, these guys were football players. They know how to stay in shape. They know how to mentally prepare themselves.
Football's a very different game, though.
Very true. Very true. It's going to be who had a better nutrition in this camp. And from what I see, Chase looks like he had a better nutrition.
I will say that we also see just a better variety of weapons from Chase Moor right now.
Yes.
He's throwing uppercuts followed by a right hand. Same side punches, so double jabs, uppercut followed by right hand.
Look at him
we saw
showboating.
quite literally a 1-2 the entire time.
Hey, whoa. We just saw an uppercut by Chase.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm wondering if Kelz has the variety of weaponry, because we didn't see it now. I talked about it before. There's a huge chance that Kelz is just making sure not to show any of us what he's been improving on.
Well, when I look at Kelz, a beginner boxer, he doesn't have that much experience, Riley. When you're talking about an inexperienced boxer, his basic punches are going to be a 1-2-3. When we look at Chase, who's fought more, who's experienced more ring time, he's going to have different arsenals to the jabs, the hooks, the counter hooks.
It's just been brought to my attention that Kelz is right there by the ring while Chase Moor is in there. There's been a lot of bad blood between these two. Do you think he's trying to analyze his opponent right now?
I believe so, but Chase is still in his head. Chase is still in his head. He's showboating. He's antagonizing Kelz. Kelz just wants to go in there and rip his head off. We can see that right now.
He's
Look at
doing
Chase.
it right now. I'm curious to see what kind of impact this is going to have on fight night. AT, we know that when you start to fight with emotion, that can be an additive to burning out your cardio.
Oh, when we talk about emotions and you're new to the boxing game, it's a recipe for disaster, because you don't know how to navigate through that emotion when you're going in there as a newbie in the boxing ring. Chase, he's been like this. We've gotten the same Chase from the start to the finish. We've never seen a different Chase.
Now, unlike most people's uncles, seeing red isn't actually good enough to be able to win a fight.
Absolutely not. Seeing combinations, seeing defense, seeing everything your opponent sees will help you win a fight.
I think that the experience difference here could be a huge, huge factor. Let's get to Ben Davis.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Moor, your opponent is just several feet away. What's the message?
Hey, be ready, big dog. Happy birthday. Huge shout out, 32 years old today. End of his boxing career come Thursday.
What are you going to do on Thursday night?
I'm going to dance over a dead body on the ground. Dead man walking.
Love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Moor.
I am here with Kala. Talk to me about how exciting it is to be here in Qatar putting on a boxing event.
Well, for me, it's unreal because, I mean, this location, when I saw it, I came here in June, and it was like 45 degrees, super hot, Celsius that is, centigrade. And we looked at loads of sites, and there's so many sites in Doha that you just got to see. But this one, of course, I saw it, and I'm like, man, we've got to do the fight night here. They said, I don't know about the fight night, first one here, we go in the arena. But this has there has to be a fight night in this place. It just it's that sort of gladiator feel to it. It's got the I mean, I've never seen a mini Colosseum that looks out onto this. They've even got the old fishing boats out there. You feel like you're back in Roman times. Fantastic.
I think that Chase and Kelz might be feeling like they're back in Roman times as well. Talk to
They
me about
certainly
how.
did yesterday.
Well, they're going at it again right now.
I mean, you know, this was at the 80 sort of handbook, yeah? Yeah, we were very lucky that the security managed to come in at that time because the tables went, and I'm like, oh my God, the tables are fine, but the PA system, that goes down, and we ain't got a press conference.
What's crazy is the fighters are bigger than the security guards.
No, that's the thing. They are literally, you know, when we're doing the face-off, which we couldn't do properly yesterday, we will have that face-off at the weigh-in tomorrow here, same location. The weigh-in's going to be fantastic with this backdrop. So tomorrow, that weigh-in is going to pop, but we do have extra security, and we actually might even call in AT to... You know, he's quite good at the old wrestling moves, so, you know, we need to bring in a wrestler in there as well.
He's not wrestling anymore. We've been adamant about that.
I wouldn't wrestling with those guys, man. Even if I was wrestling since the day I was born, I wouldn't want to wrestle with them. These are big lads.
Slim versus Gib. Obviously, I don't imagine that was an easy fight to put together. Talk to me about why it was so important to finally give the fans what they've been asking for.
It's one of those ones that from the traditional world I can relate to. It's a long-standing sort of feud that you want to see get done, and it takes something special to make big fights, and we've seen that in recent times in traditional boxing, obviously with Usyk Fury taking place in Saudi. This also needed a special event. It needed a Supercard, a Super Bowl type event to bring that fight together. And I'm not reading into all the BS about, you know, I'm keen to bring down Misfits and whatever. I mean, Gib has signed a multi-fight deal, so. You know, if he's going to bring down Misfits, what's he going to do afterwards? You know, so you know, well, that's an interesting one. But the rest of it's quite fun. I thought the line yesterday with KSI taking the sort of side there, that threw me at the face-off, especially. I'm like, whoa, JJ is soaring to get back in. JJ was out here training in this ring at noon today. I mean, that must have been a very hot session.
Well, we caught up with both Slim and Gib earlier at the face-off. Let's take a look at some of that action.
I've been training so hard for this fight. It's my second camp. It's my second camp. You know what I'm saying? I was getting ready to fight in the summer. It didn't happen. But now I'm getting ready to fight Gib. He finally had the balls to step up. I'm so excited. I'm happy for you.
You said that.
You had the confidence. You had the confidence.
You've been moving shook around.
I'm happy for you.
Around here, you've been moving shook.
I'm shook.
Brother, I told you.
I've always been like this.
When I met you.
I've always been like this.
What was the first thing I did to you when I met you?
What?
I put my forearm on your neck. I smacked you on your chest, and you done nothing about it.
Because you saw.
You done nothing about it.
So what? Ryan Taylor did the same thing.
I know what type of person you are.
Ryan Taylor did the same thing.
You said you'd break my jaw if you ever saw me. You've been nothing but salamu alaikums when you see me. So shut up.
All right, bro. I'm a ring. That's all that matters.
Absolutely not.
That's all that matters.
You can try your hardest. You can't. You don't have the skill set.
I promise
you. You don't have the skill set.
You don't have the skill set. You're gonna find out. You haven't seen me fight.
You're gonna be waking up on the floor.
You haven't seen me.
You're gonna be waking up on the floor.
Bro, you're gonna be
waking up on the floor.
Your nose is gonna look like this.
You're gonna be knocked out.
It's gonna be sideways.
It's gonna be sad when you're knocked
Yo,
out.
let me tell you something.
And then you're gonna have to defend your belt.
It's
gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait.
How many faces did you break?
I can't wait.
How many faces did you break, though?
Wait.
How many faces did you break?
Wait.
How many faces did you break?
You're gonna go back as the loser.
How many faces did you break?
Champion that you're a loser.
0. You ain't break no money face. How many people did you knock out? Max plays FIFA with headgear. Austin McDookie.
Yeah.
That's the only.
Dookie.
You said
the
you
one
chin.
that you've been begging.
Yo,
Nice.
You said you chinted, right? Did you chin Austin? How many times did you drop them? 5 times?
You begged them, right?
How many
begged to fight
I dropped
cards?
them one time and they out.
You begged them.
One time they out.
Who did you fight?
One time and they out.
Who did you? Well done, bro. Tom Zanetti,
Salt Papi.
debut.
Salt Papi.
Rocked you.
Salt Papi.
Congrats, bro.
Salt Papi.
Salt Papi coming off a loss. What, didn't he call you on Twitter?
Yeah.
And your timeline. And the timeline was going against you.
And guess who won?
Bro,
and guess who won?
And you got lucky.
The world was against
a weight
me,
trade fighter.
and I still
It was a weight trade fighter. It was a weight trade fighter. And you didn't want to take that.
He was on weight for a month plus.
You were reluctant
He was
to take
on weight
that.
for a month plus, you dumb.
You were reluctant
He was on
to
weight
take
for a
that.
dumb. His own coach.
His own
coach said that.
Why
he
were you
was on weight
reluctant?
training. His own coach.
Why were you reluctant to take it?
What does that mean? What the fuck you mean?
Idiot.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. He's a moron.
Slim.
Why did you not take the fight?
Do you think Gib can knock you out?
I can't see it happening. He could have knocked out Jarvis. Jarvis is in the corner in the 4th round, gassed out like this. He couldn't finish him, bro. You think he can knock me out? I took punches from guys twice the size. I promise you, you ain't gonna. I can't wait, bro.
Do you think he can knock you out?
Absolutely not. I'll let him hit me with his right hand. He says it. I might have my hands down. This skinny twig. What's this gonna do?
Austin wobbled you.
I dare you to come fight me.
Austin wobbled you.
You don't have it in you to fight me. I've seen your character. You don't have it in you to fight me. Especially you and your coach. I know that the character's not there. I know the character's not there.
I believe that. Just go with your mindset to the fight with that.
I'm here with the man behind it all, Mams Taylor. Talk to me about Qatar a little bit.
Man, look at where we are. This is unbelievable. It's absolutely awesome. I love this place and can't wait for the Supercard. It's going to be an electric night.
AT was saying being inside an arena like this makes him want to fight again. Talk to me about how amped up a lot of these fighters have been getting in this fight week.
I think the press conference spoke for itself. It was perfect. There was just the right amount of drama, the right amount of action, the right amount of tension. Almost every fight on this card is truly a 50-50 fight. It's a coin toss, you know, and there's so much at stake for all of the fighters. It's the perfect atmosphere, and to be able to do an open workout at a venue like this just speaks for itself. It speaks volumes, you know.
There's a lot of 50-50 fights. I mean, this is one of the few cards that I haven't been super confident in my picks. A fight that a fighter should be winning is Deji's return. Talk to me about that, because personally, I think that when you look at a fight like that, Deji actually made a good point. He said he was 0-3 at the start of his career. Yeah. So his opponent has nothing to lose, really, and Deji has everything to lose.
I was impressed with, shout out to D-Woot Savage, because he made it entertaining yesterday at the presser.
He really did.
You know?
I believe him, though.
And yeah, I believe him too. He's got nothing to lose, and you know, it's boxing. That's why I said almost every fight is 50-50. That one is not 50-50. But you never know.
It's not 50-50 on paper.
It's not 50-50 on paper, but listen, if D-Woot Savage has lost to some premier guys, you know, he's lost to Salt Papi, he lost to Ben Williams and Warren the Mechanic Spencer. Let's see how he fares. Deji's been out for a while. Maybe Deji's completely underestimated him as well. There's always exciting stories in boxing that you won't imagine, you know, happening, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's start to finish, the card is just unbelievable, and it's going to be pure entertainment and action.
Speaking of Deji, Ben Davis caught up with him earlier, so let's take a look at what he was talking about.
First off is Minicon. Interesting cowboy hat here with the full robe.
I like it. Purple's my favorite color, so this is very, very nice. I'll have to give this a solid 9 out of 10 because of the purple. 2.
2.
Just get out of my face, man.
How could he make this better?
Change the face, change the hair. I'm playing. How can he make it better? I don't know. It just looks kind of just...
It's a little bland.
Yeah, bland, cheap.
Next up, we've got Astrid Wet. Good kid. Clean, traditional, nothing too crazy with her.
Yeah, it's alright. I'll give it like 5.
5 out of 10. That's the fine bar, yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, Super Salt Papi.
I'll give this a 6. I like the whole gladiator shorts. That's very nice. Yeah. You know, let your your junk breathe a little bit. So I like that. Yeah, it's actually good. I like that one.
This next one's, you already know who's coming up next. It's Dylan Dennis.
Okay, it's cool. It is cool.
Yeah.
But he's. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. But everything as a whole, like a solid 0.5 out of 10.
KSI, your brother.
I mean, full head on show, all of that. Sorry, JJ, solid 2.
A 2?
2.
That's low, that's low. What could make this better? How could he have made this work?
Darker shade of green, bandana.
Okay.
Maybe a white shirt instead of a black one.
Chain at all? You think a chain could have wrapped it up a little bit nicely?
Chain would have been good.
Yeah.
Chain would have been good. He's got the watch there. Nice, okay.
Well, how about this one? This KSI fit, the walkout gear, the pink, all pink.
You know what they say? Real men can rock pink. It's alright. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. No, alright. I was gonna be harsh. 6.5. Wait,
6.5.
What fight is this? This is Fournier.
I think this was the Fournier one. I believe so.
He won. So alright, we'll bump it up to 7.5.
Bumps it up. All right, this one, Anthony Taylor, again multicolored. I kind of like this one. A lot of those colors work for me.
It's giving me like a Muay Thai.
Yeah, with the band.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this like a good 7.
This one, we've got Nick LMAO with the homeless Spider-Man look. Pretty solid, I'd say. The mustache, I think, adds to this one a lot, right?
I'll give this an 8.
8?
Yeah, this is there.
If he had the mask on, would that make it better or worse?
I prefer without the mask, I'll be honest.
Little Belsy here with the leopard print as well, kind of the crown queen type look. I like this. One.
I
think it's a good fit.
It's too much.
You think so?
Especially because she lost as well.
What could improve this from Lil Pelzy?
Take away the crown.
No crown.
Yeah, you don't earn it. She didn't earn it, so yeah.
To be fair, yeah.
Is it crown or tiara?
We've got a doubleheader here, KSI and Logan Paul. Obviously, Logan's got the All-American trunks, KSI with the red and black. What picture? Kind of a rude picture, guys.
And Ben Davis is back with us. Mams, we had some drama yesterday. 5 rounds, 6 rounds. Talk to us. What is it?
It's settled at 6 rounds, and all is good, all is wonderful. But you know, I think all's well that ends well. But at the end of the day, I think that fight was missing the recognition that it should get. It's such a fantastic fight. It's such a 50-50 fight, and finally they were both so mad at each other. And I think it just elevated it and put it in the spotlight where it deserves to be. So it worked out well.
It really did. I mean, that's a fight that we want to see the most out of both of these fighters. I think 6 rounds is the right decision. I can't wait to see it. I got to say, King Kenny was fuming. He's been relaxed all week, and he wasn't relaxed anymore.
This is what I was going to say. It adds the X factor, a little spice on top that was missing all fight camp. I vocalized this. These two guys are professionals, and they are not attacking each other in any considerable manner. But with this 5-round, 6-round thing, I mean, we see different sides of these two. I've never seen King Kenny get mad, but boy, he was like a locomotive.
Mams, lightweight tournament.
Lightweight tournament is such a great story. It's our first trilogy. It's kind of a trilogy, isn't it?
It's definitely. Yeah, it is.
So, Cracra and Yuddy, I think we're going to see a very high level of boxing. I know we're going to see a high level of boxing in that fight. And I think it goes the distance, and I think it's going to be a close decision. It's one to watch. The judges have to be on their P's and Q's for that fight because, like I said, I think it goes the distance. And waiting in the wings is the champ, Dean the Great. His title will be challenged January 18th.
I love it. Setting fights up while they're not even happening. We love it, Riley.
Well, that's the thing is I don't think we've ever seen a fighter in Misfits make such a good argument for them being able to get the fight against the champion. These guys have not only fought each other once, but twice, and both of those fights were dog fights back and forth, and I can't wait to see the third one. I can't imagine it any different.
Yeah.
For me, it's a question about tempo. You know, when we think about fights and the pace, it's always such a big question mark. But again, we've seen them fight twice before, and Lil Cracra always likes to steal those early rounds. Yuddy Gang coming on stronger in the later rounds. Mams, I mean, when you think about how the flow is going to be on Thursday night between these two lightweights, what is your expectation?
I think what I was impressed with is Yuddy showed that he adjusted really well in the second time they met. And Cracra adjusted his technique with other fighters, you know, and I think they're both professional enough where they have great teams, coaches that are gonna really go through the game plan, plan A, plan B, plan C, and I think we're gonna get the best technical fight of the night there with those two.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's throw to Huss to see from these fighters themselves.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now we are back at the open workout, which is presented by Qatar, and the whole Supercard is presented by Visit Qatar. You can buy this incredible event right now on Dazn. You can scan the QR code on the screen, or please visit Dazn.com. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome to the ring, Yuddy Gang TV.
I'm very excited about this guy, AT.
Man, look, if y'all don't know about Yuddy, Yuddy got all the hot spots when it comes to food, and this man is a phenomenal fighter. When I say phenomenal fighter, Yuddy, what he does, he has a Philly shell type of style, but this guy is a quick, patient fighter, counter puncher, amazing. When I say this was my favorite fighter of the night, this is my favorite fighter of the night.
He also talks a lot about how he says, the game plan is simply what my coach tells me, and I will just do it. Talk to me about that kind of cohesiveness between fighter and coach.
Now, when you're talking about your coaches, you want to be synced as one. When we saw Real Steel with Hugh Jackman and the Robot, obviously they were both in sync. That's what we want to see with Yuddy Gang and his coach. And Keith is a great coach. A lot of people don't know about Coach Keith. Coach Keith's been training Yuddy since Yuddy was a kid. And look what Keith did to Yuddy. Yuddy's a phenomenal fighter, an amazing artist, and he's a really funny dude.
He's also very, very patient in the ring. Cracra has very clearly won the first couple rounds of both of their fights, and then in the victory that Yuddy Gang had over Cracra, he was able to get the better of him in the later rounds. I envision a similar strategy.
Yeah, I mean, look at Yuddy. Patience, that's experience. You can't teach that, but you can train that.
But also, you can't really teach being able to get hit and not be fazed by that. I mean, you're a guy that can get hit and not really be fazed by it.
It's a mindset. It's a mindset, and it all starts with your footwork. Basic fundamentals. And I tell you guys out there who's watching this, basic fundamentals is what makes you win the fight. When you master the basic fundamentals, then you can add your little style and twist into your boxing.
And that's what Yuddy has. He's got style. We see it in his defensive work. He's always defensively capable. But when he fought Argentinian King hit him clean, and somehow he didn't go down.
No, absolutely. You can tell that Yuddy has a chin on him. Yuddy's been hit with a lot of shots to his previous fights with Uncle Pizza, unfortunately. But Yuddy is a seasoned vet. He has over 35 amateur fights, and it clearly shows in the ring right now, Riley.
And he also has a plethora of experience in Misfits under the bright lights, because amateur is one thing, but when you have the attention that Misfits brings, which is, we're talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions of eyes to your fights, that adds a whole other layer of pressure.
Yeah, Misfits is giving them the platform. And a lot of these guys who have this much talent, they go to other promotions. They don't get that exposure that Misfits gets. But Misfits doing a great job getting these high-level fighters into the scene and showcasing their skills.
Very, very interesting fight. Another true 50-50. The man himself, Mams Taylor, was talking about how many 50-50 fights we have on this card, and it's almost too many to count. This being one of them.
I love it. I love this fight because it's so amazing. You're going to see actual technical boxing at a very high level.
Really a professional level.
Absolutely. This should be a professional bout. I mean, their last two previous bouts, one of them, unfortunately, with the whole bomb threat, canceled it. But with this one, we're going to see a high-level fight.
Yuddy, obviously, as well, has a lot to gain from this fight. The champion, Dean the Great, is obviously waiting in the wings for the winner of this fight. The lightweight tournament finally finalizing. But Yuddy has been calm, cool, and collected. I asked him, I said, what's a message to your opponent? He said, let's have a good day.
But Riley, what do you like the difference between Yuddy, what he can do and what he can't do? What do you notice about that?
What do you mean by that? Do you mean his skills, his strengths and his weaknesses?
His strengths and his weaknesses.
I got you. I think that his strengths are, without a doubt, his defensive responsibility, his ability really not to get hit clean. Yes, he has a chin when he needs it, but nobody is invincible, and usually he's very, very defensively sound. He's also incredibly quick with his strikes. He can counterpunch very, very well. But his weaknesses on the back end is he's a slow starter. The reality is he's a slow starter, and he also has a bit of trouble going forward, which allows Cracra to be able to fight the fight on his terms instead of allow Yuddy Gang to impose his will. I think that's going to be a key here, is when and how early can Yuddy Gang impose his will, because it's not that long of a fight. And if Cracra steals the first early rounds, he might not have enough time to get the rounds back.
Yeah, no, Roundhouse, Riley, you broke it down to the T. You stole the words out of my mouth.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got me here, AT.
Hey, Dazn is lucky to have you breaking these type of fights down, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
Talk
to me, though. Talk to me.
So, look, like, Yuddy's showing high-level jabs, high-level fundamentals. Like, and I stress to everybody, basic fundamentals is what makes a boxer great. Like I said, he's cocky with it. And that's one thing that Yuddy has, that's his style. He has a cocky boxing style, which is his flavor. And I tell people, and I preach about it, when you master the basic fundamentals, you can add your own flavor to that style.
Let's hear from the man himself with Ben Davis.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Yuddy Gang. Yuddy, Third time out against Cray. How are you feeling, sir?
Man, I feel amazing. It's another beautiful day in this beautiful, beautiful country. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's going to be an amazing fight 28th. Make sure y'all get the Dazn app and buy the pay-per-view, man. You're about to see some lights, camera, and a lot of action.
Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, Yuddy Gang!
AT, we have been seeing some awesome open workouts, but I think something hasn't been said enough, and that's that you can buy this pay-per-view right now at DAZNboxing.com. Sorry, that's DAZN.com/boxing. So do it. AT's telling you to do it. I'm telling you to do it. Just do it. AT, we've been seeing some great action already.
All week, hey, from the press conference, no, not even the press conference. So the moment they got off the plane, that's when stuff start kicking off at the face-off, talking trash at the airport. Now we're here, we're showcasing skill sets. Y'all need to subscribe, click that link, and stop playing with me because I want to see this fight. You guys want to see this fight, and I'm excited.
If AD didn't convince you, nobody will. Let's go to Cray with Huss.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome Lil Cracra.
AT, Lil Cracra, great win against the very and always dangerous Joey Knight. Competitive fight between those two. But let's talk about the reality. He faded deep like he always does. Can he make that change? Can he make that improvement?
Absolutely. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn and play favoritism, but Yuddy, what he did, he changed camps. And what I mean by changing camps, he went from Syracuse, New York, and came all the way to Oakland, California to not only train with me, but with the dangerous David Dynamite Lopez and his father, Chris Lightning Lopez, out of Oakland, California. Now, we look at Cray, he has a Pacquiao style. He's more of an in-and-out type of fighter. He might not possess the power, but he possesses the speed that gets him that gets him out of danger and in control.
AT, you're the type of guy that doesn't gas in his fights. You're able to apply the pressure the entire fight. Talk to me about how that's not necessarily just about the fitness, but it's also about your education and knowledge as a fighter to maintain your cardio through the fight. Is that something that you've been working on with Cracra?
Absolutely. When we talked about Cracra, we talked about cardio. If you're going to maintain that high pace like Pacquiao, we need to increase your cardio intake. So what Chris Lopez did is we had him run them San Francisco hills. He had him running them every single day. And what you're going to see from Cracra is a different type of little Cracra. Now, when we saw Ace Musa, yeah, we didn't see that full extent of little Cracra because he came in on a 3-day notice. But now we finally get to see a new and improved. But let's not take away from what Yuddy can do because Yuddy did beat him.
Razor close fight in their last one with Yuddy Gang. Obviously a dominant fight against Joey Knight. Well, I wouldn't say dominant, but a clear victory against Joey Knight. But we've seen his improvement slowly as he's gone on, and I'm very curious to see if that's going to apply in the fight because Joey Knight is a very, very difficult fighter for anybody. I think that he can beat really anybody in the lightweight division here at Misfits. But Cracra was able to beat him.
Yeah,
however, let's be honest, he's not going to be able to use that fight style against Yuddy.
No, Yuddy is a more patient fighter. When we saw him fight Joey Knight was trying to look for the knockout. He was trying to finish. And Cracra acknowledged it, so he stood with his game plan and stayed on the outside. What Cracra uses good is his footwork. A lot of people don't know is his footwork. During camp, Cracra got to spar with Camille. And man, I seen the sparring footage, Riley. That was a banger of a sparring session right there.
When you are doing the sparring, when you are doing the runs in San Francisco, that's really what's going to make the difference in a fight where realistically, it was not the skill that was the issue for him. It was the cardio. It was the conditioning.
Absolutely. The cardio is what really killed Cracra in the second fight with Yuddy. But this time it's different. This man is a different. That's my teammate, Riley. That's my teammate. He's talking about my teammate.
We're having the opposite of the True Jordy effect right now. We're having you being a bit biased here.
No. Look, I love me some Yuddy Gang TV because that man knows how to fight. Now, this can go 50-50. Yeah, he's my teammate, but if he lose, he ain't executing right.
Very, very intriguing. Some good footwork right now. Really just taking his time. And I think that's a testament to this guy's experience. He's not going crazy with his open workout, showing us some footwork, showing us some shadow boxing. But realistically, as you've been saying, he's incredibly prepared. Now, here's my question. When fighters fight each other multiple times, ring IQ becomes a big, big important factor. Because who can learn their opponent better when they've had so much time in the ring together?
Yeah, no, absolutely. When I look at Yuddy, obviously Yuddy has more amateur fights. He's been doing it longer than Cracra. Cracra is only 22 years old. So when I say who has a more ring IQ, I'm going to go with Yuddy Gang because he's been in the game a lot longer than Cracra. But when we look at the difference between Yuddy and Cracra, Yuddy tends to stay in the pocket. And he's more patient looking for the counter. When you look at Cracra, like I said, he has a Pacquiao in and out style. He likes to move around. He likes to feel the ring and touch everything.
I'm very curious to see if Yuddy Gang is going to be able to solve the puzzle of Cracra, or if Cracra is going to be able to apply the pressure to get the win. Now, you were saying that Yuddy might have more amateur experience, but Cracra has been fighting guys quite literally outside his whole life.
Police officers, school teachers, my best friend, your best friend. The guy's been doing it since he was a kid. And when you look at Cracra, you look at him like, hey, how is this YouTube kid actually that good?
That's what I always wondered. When I saw him, I was like, this was just some guy sparring random people at a basketball court, and now he is fighting for the Misfits lightweight tournament win.
Yeah, this guy's quick. When I spar with him, Riley, when I tell you this guy was just running and popping me, moving, I was getting frustrated. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need to put some Salt Papi holding on you to stop you, buddy. So I had to grab him up and just, but Cracra looks amazing, but let me not take away from Yuddy Gang. He looks amazing. Yuddy Gang, when this guy takes off his shirt, Yuddy's ripped up. This guy looks like Wesley Snipes, ripped.
Which is just a testament to the ability of these guys. I mean, Cracra has fought his way back into the tournament. He was a late replacement, then he lost, and then he was able to get his way back in with another late replacement. So let's hear from Ben Davis to talk to the man himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Lil Cracra. Lil Cracra, third time out against Yuddy Gang. What will be different on Thursday night?
Should expect more explosives from Lil Cracra. Coming back with a vengeance, so yeah, it's time to pop out and show out come November 28th.
Cannot wait. Ladies and gentlemen, Lil Cracra.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm right here with the one and only Fox the G. These are some guys that maybe one day you'll be fighting. How are you looking at this fight?
Oh, man, this is a hell of a fight. You know, these are two, in my opinion, are the best in the lightweight division. As you said, definitely future opponents, so I'm keeping my eye close on both of them. But, yeah, man, I'm excited for this one.
Any leaks that you can give us for maybe your potential return?
I don't got no leaks. I think it's kind of public now. I was supposed to be fighting with Lead, but obviously he had personal issues he had to pull out, but it's okay, man. We'll get it running in January, either him or anybody else, man, whoever.
Well, Fox, don't go anywhere, but we're going to throw the Huss right now to keep these live workouts going.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now please welcome to the ring, Luis Pena.
Luis Pena, a very, very exciting prospect here. Fox the G is actually going to go and help him out with his live open workout. AT, talk to me.
Man, like, this is Luis Pena. You love him and you hate him. And when I say
Who
you love
hates
him
him?
and hate him, you love him because he's Luis Pena, and you hate him because you love him so goddamn much. That's why I say you love him and hate him. Now, Luis Pena, he's not your average influencer and crossover boxer. He went the traditional route in Mexico as a professional boxer. Of course, he got the opportunity to fight KSI, and KSI came out victorious. But Luis Pena is not no slouch. When I look at Luis Pena, his record on Misfits is 3-2-1.
And a very, very tall, rangy fighter. He uses it very effectively. He's been able to get wins in the Misfits banner, as you said. His most recent fight against the very dangerous Ed Matthews, and he was able to get the job done.
I thought that was funny. I'm not gonna lie. To knock somebody out the ring, that's impressive. To do that on, look, Luis is a very dangerous guy.
As you can see there, Deji arriving here with Danny Aarons, the two embracing. Just some of the stars that are out here in Qatar. With Deji himself fighting. Finally getting him to see him again.
Yes. I think that'd be a great matchup, those two. Danny Aarons versus Deji, but
AT sprinkling in sprinkling it in.
Hey, wait. But I definitely need Danny Aarons to get a couple of more fights in before he challenges Deji.
Very tough fight for him.
I want to see Deji and Aaron improve. But look, we got Luis Pena back in there. What makes Luis Pena dangerous is he's long and he knows how to use his reach.
And I'm very curious to see, is Swarmz going to have the educated ability to be able to navigate the straight punches from Luis Pena. Luis Pena has done a very, very good job to have those, as you said, educated straight punches. Now, he's not the fastest guy, he's not the most physically built guy, and he is very susceptible to the body punches. But we haven't really seen that from Swarmz. However, in that pad work, he was throwing left hooks to the body.
Absolutely. When I look at Luis Pena as well, he has a Mexican style stance. Comes forward, he can take a punch, he's going to give a punch, and he doesn't stop right.
Luis Pena with Fox the G now holding the mitts. Fox is trying to talk to him. I don't know if does Fox speak Spanish?
I do not know. I just think he's like, I don't speak Spanish. You speak Spanish, right?
I'm trying, man. I'm learning.
The only thing I know is es importante para mí saber yo quiero Taco Bell life bombs. That's all I know in Spanish.
Now, Luis Pena, obviously, he's got good combinations. He's showed that. He also has quite decent cardio. I think that it's going to be a huge test for Swarmz, is if Swarmz has really leveled up to that next level. Luis Pena has, I don't want to label him as a gatekeeper in any regard. However, in some ways, he kind of is. He's that pro standard. Are these guys able to beat someone who has legitimately fought in pro boxing?
Very true. Look at Pineda. He's throwing a clean left hook. He's keeping his hands up. He's keeping his footwork. And his right hand is fire. Swarmz needs to be patient coming in the pocket when you're fighting a guy who's dangerous like Pineda, because Pineda can finish you.
And he uses every single inch of that reach.
Look at him. Popping it. The only thing I would say about Pineda is when he throws his punches, he brings it back too close to his body, to his face, which definitely knocks off his timing. If I'm Swarmz, I'm keeping my distance, and I'm just watching out for them big shots. Fox doing an amazing job owning pads.
Fox, the young man himself, we can't wait to see him back in the ring soon.
But I mean, what Fox can do, he can commentate, he can coach, he can hit mix, everything. This guy's doing it all. I mean, you got Coach Salt out there. He's also working Pineda's corner as well.
Luis trying to make the argument for himself to be put back into bigger fights. Swarmz not a small fight, but definitely on the kickoffs. And we want to see these guys making a statement as to what's next. Misfits is so interesting to me because in 10 seconds, you can go from the bottom of the list to the top of the list. And this is one of those fights, to me at least, that can really start making that argument for you deserving a bigger fight.
Curveball, you ready for this one? How I look at this, I could potentially see Luis Pena potentially fight Slim in the future, and that'd be a good fight.
That's a curveball right there. That's a curveball right there. But he can do it. I don't want to take it away from him.
I love it.
Luis Pena, a strength of his is cardio. Always has been.
Always has. Pineda has always been a loving guy within the fans. Fan favorite, hometown guy. He's a family guy first, and he just loves doing what he's doing.
Definitely a fighter first. Let's go to Ben Davis to hear from him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Luis Pena. Hola, ¿cómo estás, amigo?
Muy bien, gracias a Dios, agradecido de estar aquí en Qatar y brindándoles un gran espectáculo. Muchas gracias.
Said he's excited to be here in Qatar, and he's going to give you a spectacular. Thursday night, what happens?
¿Qué va a pasar pelea? Pues por primero Dios vamos a buscar el knockout y vamos a salir bien en el ring. ¡Viva México!
He's going to knock you out, Swarmz, and Viva Mexico! Ladies and gentlemen, Luis Pena! ¡Vamos!
No translator needed for that last one. I think we all know that Luis Pena is pretty amped up. Shout out to Beal for the translating. I'm actually excited for him now. He's bringing some energy.
I mean, every time you hear that word, vamos, just know you're in for a butt-kicking moment.
I'm incredibly excited. The pro versus Swarms. Can Luis Pena bring the ability and the skill to get the job done? Time will tell. That's just one of the many 50-50 fights that we have on this card coming up.
Well, first, I need you guys to definitely download DAZN. Make sure you put it in there, DAZN.com/broadcast. Y'all need to be watching this fight. You see that code right there? You see that code right there? Download that code right there. Stop playing. Y'all need to watch this fight. Vamos.
Let's throw the hustle to keep these live fighter workouts going.
Ladies and gentlemen, and we are back to the open workouts, which is presented by Qatar, and the whole Supercard is presented by Visit Qatar. You can buy this event, available now on DAZN. You can scan the QR code on the screen, or please visit DAZN.com/boxing. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Warren the Mechanic Spencer.
Fox, I've got Fox the G back up here with me. Warren Spencer.
Yes.
Interesting fight. Ben Williams, great challenger. Late replacement.
Yes.
Is he going to be able to do it? Sorry about that, by the way. It's not Ben Williams. It's Nick LMAO.
Yeah, man, listen. I think I spoke to Warren and his team the other day at the hotel, and they seem very confident. They've been training the whole time. And man, it's influencer boxing at the end of the day. You got to take any fight that you can take. This guy's got a lot of experience. It'll be a challenge for Nick. I'm taking Nick in this one, I'll be honest.
Both you guys, AT, Fox the G, you just mentioned how important it is to stay ready. This isn't pro boxing. We're not going to give you 10, 20, 30 weeks to get ready. You got to be ready all the time. That's what he was saying. He is ready, and he's been training.
No, absolutely.
I have to disagree on that, Fox. I think Warren's a little bit more seasoned than Nick LMAO. I saw Warren fight personally when he fought Aaron Chalmers. And when I say when he fought Aaron Chalmers, he was giving Aaron Chalmers what you call the business where I'm from, buddy.
Ben Williams, a great first fight between those two. All action early. However, Warren Spence was saying early stoppage. He wanted to keep going. A lot of us that were watching the fights kind of agree with that. I agree that it was a bit of an early stoppage. I think that this is actually genuinely Misfits' first opportunity to see what this guy's really all about.
Yeah, I mean, but can we actually say, let's put it like this. Jay Swingler, Nick LMAO is at 50-50 fight. But can we say Jay Swingler versus Warren Spencer a 50-50 fight? No.
Yeah, Nick should be the...
Exactly. But when I look at Warren, he's a very seasoned guy. He's fought D-Woot, and unfortunately, he beat D-Woot with a devastating knockout. So Warren Spencer has power, and that's why they call him the mechanic.
No, absolutely, but I don't know, man. It's just something about Nick LMAO and his defense. I remember people said the same thing about Jay a long time ago when they first had their fight.
Have you sparred him at all?
Sparred who, Nick?
Yeah.
I was going to, and then he's ducking me. No, I'm just playing. I was going to, but then he got his leg injury at the time, man. But I'm sure we'll do it at some point.
Speaking of legs, AT, this guy's got some legs on him. You were talking earlier about how important it is to develop that power, that base of power. And those legs are he's definitely been working.
Hey, those are mechanic legs. When I look at Warren, I'm on his page. He's always in the gym. He's always posting boxing clips. He's constantly training. How long has Nick LMAO been training for this fight?
No, that's true. It's true. Absolutely.
I've been saying this all week. I've been saying the word dark horse all week. But genuinely, guys, I think that this guy is one of the dark horses because Nick won. He didn't have that much time to prepare for him. We always talk about the late replacement as the guy with the disadvantage. However, when you're having an opponent being replaced against you late, you also don't have time to prepare for that opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, Nick's been in camp for a long time here for a guy that is Jay, and that's a completely different fighter than Warren. As you said, Warren does have a lot more experience than Jay. They have very different styles. I believe that he has better movement than Jay. I think that Nick is ready for a guy coming at him, whereas I think Warren can box him and come at him. So I agree with that point for sure.
Ben definitely swarmed him. Ben really didn't give Warren much of an opportunity to show us his actual boxing ability. Yeah. It was just a dogfight, all gas, no brakes. Ben Williams, a young man himself, incredibly fit, always super ready for a fight, so he can bring the pace like that. Nick was talking about that same thing. He said, I can bring the pace, I'm super fit, so I'm very curious to see who is going to be able to weaponize the cardio better.
Now, if we look at Warren, look, I see Warren, he's jabbing. Yeah, even though his hands was low, he's moving his head off the center line. That prevents him from being in danger. Look at that.
No, he's looking comfortable for sure.
He looks very comfortable, but look at that footwork. And I stress to you viewers out there, basic boxing fundamentals, footwork, ladder drills, moving your head off the center line. Don't have your head standing there because you're going to get popped.
He's looking fast. He's looking prepared. We'll throw to Ben Davis here to talk to the man himself.
Mechanic Warren Spencer. Warren, controversial stoppage in the debut. Talk to me about how definitive this will be on Thursday night.
I mean, it was a thing of the past now, you know. We've got to get over these things, and here we are. I think it's fate, to be honest. The fans were robbed of a great fight, but now they want me back. Because they want to see what I'm made of, and they'll find out on Thursday night.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen, the mechanic, Warren Spencer!
Great open workout there from Warren Spencer. I'm very excited to see him. Frankly, gentlemen, he does not look like a 2-week late replacement. He looks ready.
No, most definitely not. I mean, like AT said, he's got a lot of experience. He's done this before. It's not his first rodeo.
I'm just feeling this. So, look, I'm in Qatar, and I'm listening to this. You can't get realer than that. You can't get realer than this. Michael Jackson in Qatar.
Man, look at this view.
It doesn't get much better than this. This fight card is looking absolutely stacked. I can't wait to see Nick LMAO. His open workout is coming up here because this is going to be very, very important to me to see who has prepared the most. Which one of these two guys is really ready, because Nick's had the time to prepare, but as I said, late replacement, different fight.
Yeah, absolutely. We're excited for this one.
AT, you know what? I love hearing you talk, but I want to hear Huss because I want to see these fighters.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Nick LMAO.
Now this is my song, and he coming out with style.
Yeah.
Nick
It's the first time y'all
LMAO in
ever
the
gonna hear
ring.
somebody sing on this bad boy.
Oh, yeah.
Where did you come from, baby? And ooh, won't you take me that way? Now we got Nick LMAO. Now, lots of people don't know about Nick, but Nick came on the scene fighting Jay Swingler, and my goodness, when I say he came on the scene, he came on the scene swinging. Riley, talk to me about it.
That's the thing, is he brings the intensity, he brings the heat, but he's also very, very cardiovascularly sound, and he's apparently good in that sparring.
This guy has it all. He has the look. When I look at Nick LMAO, I say, hey, that's Ben Affleck's son right there. He looks like Ben Affleck. Now, can he fight like Ben Affleck? Like, that's
what?
impressive.
Since when can Nick do all that?
KSI is in the house. There he is right there. The man himself, he doesn't come to all these events, so when he's here, you know that it's going to be fire.
KSI, the man who started this with Mam Sailor and the Salem Brothers, we all are appreciative of what you've done for the sport of crossover boxing and boxing itself.
Back to this open workout, though. Nick is just doing a little bit of shadow boxing, just warming up a little bit, puts on the gloves. Let's talk about this fight a little bit. Late replacement, he was willing to fight whoever they brought to him. He was down for it. Huge fight against Jay. Something that always is dangerous here, though, is you've got a big fight against a guy like Jay Swingler. Now it's at risk.
No, I understand. Listen, let me tell you one thing about Nick. You said it earlier yourself. The cardio has never been a struggle for him. And a lot of times in debut fighters, that's the first thing to go. Nick held himself together in that fight. And in my opinion, he won that fight. He boxed very well. I think he's one of the most natural fighters on Misfits. And I think if anybody is going to be able to adapt to this kind of late-minute replacement, I think it'd be Nick.
I like that theory. I definitely like that. And it's going to be based on how he moves in that ring. Obviously, we got Ben coming in.
Let's hear what Ben says.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Nick LMAO. Nick, your opponent, Warren, is back there talking trash. What are you thinking on Thursday night?
I think he's going to have to go back to his job as a mechanic after tonight because he's going to get whooped by a kid's YouTuber 10 years younger than him. It's going to be sad. Honestly, I think the top G is going to be really disappointed in him. I hope he still hangs out with you afterwards, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick LMAO!
Intensity between those two. Warren Spence wants it.
Why would he not, man? It's a big opportunity. He's in the Qatar card. This is going to go down, man. This is a big fight.
We all want it. I want it. You want it.
Yup.
Riley wants
Yup,
it.
yup,
How
yup.
bad do you want it, viewers?
Well, we're going to find out on Thursday. I'm incredibly excited for that fight. We'll throw to Huss right away to keep this rolling.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's please welcome to the ring, Ben Williams.
Ben Williams. Fit,
Aw, man.
ready.
He rinses this music, though. Ben does rinse this music.
I'm getting Beach Boy vibes from Ben. Like perfect teeth, chiseled body with the Under Armour over it. Man, this guy's a star right here.
Oh my God, he's been a star since his first fight, man. This guy is so confident, and you know, there's a reason why. I saw him post on Instagram. He's been amateur boxing since he was a kid, so a lot of experience.
A lot of experience, but also a lot of heart. He is a fighter first. He's Irish, as he always says, doing backflips, showing us his abilities. This is the type of guy that brings the heat and the pressure.
He said, and I quote, "Us Irish, we're not here to take part, we're here to take over." And I believe it because he's taken over the scene with his following, his fan base, and that perfect teeth of his.
Oh my God, AT.
I think those teeth were purchased.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you can't even say that, man.
Hey, the pearly white teeth, but
they are beautiful.
Let's see if he has those teeth after this fight.
All right, enough about how handsome he is. Let's talk about his actual boxing right now.
Hey, Ronnie, pause. Pause.
Oh my goodness.
No, this is a guy that I'm very, very intrigued by because he starts off very, very hot. And he says he's never been dropped, he's never been hurt in his entire life, not even in training. So he has that confidence. However, that can sometimes be a bit of a crutch because when you've never been hurt, you don't know what it feels like.
And if there's a man that's going to hurt him, I'll tell you one thing. It is Jarvis. You know where he's been training, that Mayweather gym.
He's also been
sparring
in Mexico fighting professional fights, apparently.
Yeah, man. So Jarvis ain't, listen, a lot of people are giving Ben the edge here in experience, and I agree, but you also got to think about how much experience they have without the headgear.
We're going to throw to Ben Davis to hear from the man himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the challenger, Ben Williams. Ben, championship opportunity Thursday. What happens?
Gonna take that belt home back to Ireland, baby. You know how we do. Out here in Qatar, beautiful place, big opportunity. So yeah, just gotta go do it now.
Message to Jarvis.
Best of luck, all I gotta say.
Lot of respect, ladies and gentlemen. The Bumblebee, Ben Williams.
Ben Williams looking prepared, looking ready, looking fast. However, arguably his toughest test yet against Jarvis.
Oh, no, 100%. You know, I mean, Fez, you know I love you, bro, but Jarvis is one of those guys. Like I said, doghouse sparring. You can't get much better than that.
And incredible durability.
Yeah, Jarvis is coming with heat, fire, and technique, and I'm excited to see this fight. Let's see it.
AT, let's see from Jarvis himself with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now please welcome the champion, Jarvis.
Very, very confident in his abilities. Jarvis has been increasingly improving. We were talking about Ben Williams being a young man, but Jarvis is a young man himself and has been rapidly improving in the sport of boxing. But there's some things that you can't buy and some things you can't train, and that's durability. And this guy, he takes a huge punch and just blinks and keeps moving forward.
What's crazy is Jarvis' last loss came to the main event of himself.
Yeah.
Gib. And that was one heck of a fight between those two. They all went all rounds. And Jarvis showed promise. He still shows promise. He's really young. He's a talented kid. But one thing you can say about Jarvis is he is game to fight boxing, Riley.
The thing that really was the crux of Jarvis in that fight, though, was the combination punching of Gibb. And Ben Williams is a combination puncher. So I'm curious to see, has Jarvis done what needs to be done to be able to improve enough to interrupt those combinations and to be able to fight his opponent?
Hey, man, I'll tell you one thing. Jarvis definitely learned from that loss against Gibb.
Yes. most definitely. When you're looking at Jarvis, he went to Mexico and fought. That tells you, hey, he wants to be a professional boxer and he wants to be taken serious. So we're going to see what he has to bring and what he has to offer to Ben Williams. He's trying to take his belt.
100%.
I can't stress enough how insane it is to be a successful social media star like Jarvis and say, you know what I want to do with my time? I want to go to Mexico and fight people for essentially no gain other than to improve your ability and skill. And now he's trying to bring that to the gain, which is fighting in Qatar.
No, absolutely.
I love it. Now, his trainer's named Otis. He's been with the Mayweathers for a long time. He coached Jahan Ingram. He coached Carmel, Javante, all those guys. That is a very seasoned coach. And he's in good hands with Otis right there. Look how quick Jarvis looks. He looks light on his feet. Quick, fast hands. He's showing awareness and intelligence why he's doing this.
Yes, and this is the same man that got banned on Fortnite, got his life ruined. So he's been taking that anger out on the gym, on his sparring partners. You already know.
Something that I've loved about Jarvis's development as a fighter is it's not been flashy. A lot of fighters, they want to do the Philly shell. They want to do all sorts of nonsense. This guy opened the book of boxing and has focused and studied on it, and it's paying off in dividends. Sometimes you don't got to be flashy, AT, like you were saying, and you'll still get it done. Let's throw to Ben to hear from the man himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the champion Jarvis. Jarvis, another title fight, your first attempted defense. What's going through your mind?
You know, I'm here to make a statement. It's going to be an early night for me, and I'm going to knock him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the welterweight champion, Jarvis!
The welterweight champion, Jarvis, showing that he wants to get the KO. I can't wait for it, boys.
I'm excited about this fight. Look, superstar, rising star, coming together, clashing. That's Clash of Titans right there.
Absolutely. Probably the biggest, baddest fight we have on that card, of course, other than the main event itself and the co-main. Wait a minute, there's too many amazing fights. Let's go to the next one with us.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, D-Woot Savage.
Uzan, this man stole the show at the press conference, Riley. Tell me about it, brother.
Fox, sometimes your opponent has everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Yes. No, absolutely. I mean, this is the exact example of that. I remember I had a fight in Dubai against one of this guy's friends not too long ago, and he fought against Salt Papi, and Salt finished him in the first round. Obviously, he doesn't have the best of records, but now he's on the biggest stage you could be on in influencer boxing.
And just because you haven't won all your fights does not mean that you haven't been improving. And he's been in the gym working out twice a day, getting ready for this fight.
Man, look at his opponent. Look at Deji. You know, you can say what you want about him, but Deji has the same backstory.
But wait a minute. We can't take them from D-Woot because he's fought and faced some of the best fighters that Misfits have to offer.
Yes, exactly. You know, he went in there with Salt Papi. He went in there with Ben Williams, two absolute superstars in their own right, have a lot of power. And Warren Spencer as well, as we said, another experienced guy.
And now he's in there against Deji. Has he done the work? Let's see him on the mitts here. I'm curious to see what this looks like.
I mean,
maybe not. Maybe he hasn't done the work. I'm just kidding. A very, very exciting fight. Deji, obviously a favorite here.
Yeah, but he's showing some quick hands. He's showing that he can move a little bit. Has he improved since his last loss to Salt Papi? I don't know. It's not telling me he has, but who knows? Maybe he's not showing us something that, and he wants to conceal what he wants to be shown.
He's working up a little bit now. He's getting a little bit warmer. We're seeing a nice, clean, high guard from him. As we've mentioned earlier, sometimes all it takes to win is the fundamentals. Now, here's a deep cut for you, ladies and gentlemen. Vinny Hacker fought Deji, and fundamentally, Deji was the better fighter.
Yes.
But you know what? Vinny Hacker was fitter than him, and that was the entirety of the fight.
Yes.
Vinny Hacker had straight punches and fitness. So sometimes, really, all you need is fundamentals and fitness.
Anything can happen in the sport of boxing when you put in that work, man.
Now, I saw Deji yesterday, and he had a little gut. I looked at Deji, I said, Deji.
I'm telling you, man.
Power belly, boys.
Oh, man. Hey, look at Tyson Fury. You never know what can happen.
I mean, Deji's not Tyson Fury, but...
Yeah, I mean, they're quite close. They're close.
All right.
Virtually identical. Let's go to Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with D-Woot Savage. D-Woot, this would be the biggest upset in Misfits history. How do you pull this off on Thursday?
I mean, there's nothing much for me to say. I've been studying the guy for the longest time. I called him out like long time ago when the Qatar Misfit was announced, right? I messaged him, no response. But then God's plan, his opponents pulled out. I was the only opponent in Dubai with followers who wasn't scared to face him. Respect. He's really good. The guy fought Floyd Mayweather. I'm fighting the opponent of Floyd Mayweather. I made it in life, bro. Nothing bigger than that. When your idol becomes your rival, that's when you know you made it. 100%, 100%.
So, the ultimate underdog, D-Woot Savage.
Words minced. Ben Davis calling him the ultimate underdog. However, he's saying he's happy to be here. He's ready to be here. Gentlemen, what'd you see from his work?
Man, I saw the underdog run a couple laps and he was kind of tired from chasing that ball. But hey, talk to me, Fox.
Oh, man, come on, D-Woot. He blowing out his ass after 30 rounds of peds, man.
Apologies for the language, but I know who's going to have some great language, and that's Huss.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent to the ring, Deji.
Oh, bro. Deji not even dressed yet. He's showing up to the open workout and slides.
I don't think he's giving us too much action just yet, but let's see if Deji gets in there.
I mean, look at him. He looks great. He probably smells great.
Yo.
He looks like grape. He's wearing that purple outfit. Look, Deji, we all know about Deji. Stand-up guy, really great person to be around with.
Absolutely.
And he has a lot of potential. But what can we say? What type of potential he has shown with the level of opponents he's faced, Randy?
Well, that's the thing, is he's come back to the sport of boxing time and time again. He's improved greatly, but something he hasn't been has been entirely consistent.
Yes.
So I think that that's a key for me here, is he bringing that same consistency? I think there's no argument. Deji can box. Deji has great boxing ability.
Yes.
He's got great power. He's showed it in the past. However, can he bring that to the ring could be a different question.
Hey, man, you heard it from KSI, the man himself. He said that Deji is naturally better than him. He just has to put in that work. And we're going to see tomorrow night, against this level of opposition, Deji should get him out of there very easily.
When we say putting in that work, a lot of times people forget Deji is still young. He's still learning. Yes, he's been inconsistent, but he needs to build that confidence. But that confidence comes over time. It's not going to come overnight. It comes over time. I like what Deji's doing for himself. He's not just proving to the people, he's proving to himself.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the toughest battle at the end of the day, especially when your opponent's D-Woot Savage. Your toughest opponent is truly yourself.
I think that, wow. Fox pulling no punches on that one. I think that 80% of this open workout might be Deji putting his shoes on.
Man, they've been trying to cut these short, man. We're running out of sunlight here, so Deji, you might as well just shadowbox in your socks, man.
Well, I think Deji's about to spar because he got on the pink spar gear.
Oh, my God. Is this a first ever in boxing?
The fight before the fight. Deji getting in to spar.
Is that daily paralysis?
And for a lot of people don't know, he is sparring me. Totally joking, viewers. Totally joking.
Wait, so is he going to spar in glasses or what? You going to take him off, put contacts in, or are you just going to nerd out?
I hope that this isn't full-bore sparring 2 days before the fight.
Is that daily?
That's daily paralysis, ladies and gentlemen.
You said daily paralysis or daily? How do you pronounce it? Paralysis or daily paralysis?
Daily daily.
I mean, look, Riley, Mama always told me, a bag don't punch back. Deji gonna punch back.
Oh, absolutely.
Is Deji serious about doing this?
AT, I once watched you fight and then come back to the commentary desk and then fight the next weekend. So I think he'll be fine. All right? I think he can spar.
Okay. I just had to make sure because I've never seen this before. And what's good is I get to see my rival daily, who I might want to beat up in the future, and see how he looks.
AT, ladies and gentlemen, always looking for his next opponent. Anybody can get it. Fox is standing beside me.
Yes.
Yes.
You gonna fight AT?
Am I gonna fight AT?
I'm just kidding.
Man, I'll fight him now.
Hey, all you viewers who's watching, y'all can get it next.
Oh,
I can
my
fight
goodness.
you all next.
I mean, speaking of getting it next, it's good that we're getting another fight here from Deji. Whoa, hey, wait.
All right, gentlemen, let's look back to the fight here. Is Deji going to be able to get his gloves on by the time Ben Davis has to ask him questions?
Bro.
That is, the odds on that are very, very low right
Here
now.
he comes. Oh my God.
But let's be honest,
what do you
this
think about
guy.
this, Riley? Sparring in the middle of open workout.
I think it's awesome. I mean, I imagine that this is going to be mostly defensive on the part of Daly here. I don't imagine he's going to be trying to take Deji's head off.
So are they doing 3 threes or 4 threes, buddy?
Yeah, we'll probably see a 12-round sparring session right now. No. I think that this is a great, fun way to give us a look of the things he's been doing here.
Look, Daly just looks like a mad dog.
Oh, man, I don't know, man. Daly might be going in for the knockout here.
Is Deji taking a dive? I don't know. Hey.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here they come.
We got some good action. Oh, Daly with the
nice
dirty
jab there
shot.
off the rip.
Deji playing with the Philly shell. We got Daly with his hands high guard. Oh, great.
Deji looking
head
comfortable on
movement
the
by Deji.
feet here.
I like Deji's footwork. Good triple jab, 2 to the body.
Deji's always got that cross guard, dynamic head movement.
Daly does look a bit slow and a little tired. I see Daly breathing very, very heavy.
You would say that. Hey, one thing about Deji I got to point out, man, over the years, his confidence has improved so much. Just
His
from body
comfort in the
language.
ring, absolutely.
Yes.
I like how Deji's being confident, but more cautious too. Great head movement as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
What
I love his posture.
Daly, I need Daly to move his head more and his feet because he's getting caught by clean punches by Deji, and Deji's clearly winning this fight, Riley.
Let's call it like it is. We're seeing great movement from Deji, a lot of comfort in the ring, and just frankly, more experience than his opponent. Even though his opponent has multiple fights, Deji also has multiple fights. That doesn't necessarily translate athletically. We've always been saying it for years now that Deji always was athletically gifted.
Well, I think this is an even matchup. I think Daly's on a similar level as Deji. I can agree, but who knows? I want to see action.
I was talking about D-Woot Savage here, all right?
Oh, my bad.
I was not talking about Daly.
I got that confused for a second, too. Man,
AT took that and ran with it.
How much are they going to show? I'm actually very surprised. I didn't actually expect to see any sparring here. I'm not going to lie.
Well, many firsts always coming from Deji.
Here's my thought about this, gentlemen. Yes, Deji's doing what he's doing, but D-Woot is coming at him with nothing to lose.
Yes.
He has nothing to lose in this fight. If he lose, hey, I fought Deji. It is what it is. But Deji has to be mindful. D-Woot is coming at him crazy this fight.
Oh, 100%. I'll tell you one thing. In my experience as a fighter, I had my first fight against Jay. I was the underdog, and I was comfortable because I knew that no matter the outcome.
Let's hear from Ben.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Deji. Deji, he says idols become rivals. How do you view D-Woot Savage?
As an opponent, yeah, that's it.
Fair. What are you going to do Thursday night?
Absolute domination. Domination. I was thinking demolish and domination, yeah. Demolition, there you go.
Put it all together. Ladies and gentlemen, Deji!
Demolish, dominate, all the same thing really at the end of the day. Deji is looking ready. First for us, the sparring. What do you guys think?
I'm impressed with Deji's head work. His head movement, his hands, the patience, the footwork. What do you think, Fox?
Man, I'm just in a state of shock right now. The fact that they just actually sparred in the middle of an open workout. But yeah, Deji looked good, man. Deji looked very confident.
Well, gents, the open workouts aren't done. Let's throw back to Huss to keep these rolling.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Mosiah Warrior.
Masai Warrior, tough test for his first fight. I'm curious to see if he's going to be able to get it done. Two very, very, let's say unproven fighters, and a potential to become a future Misfits star.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's fighting. He looks tough.
He's got the look for it, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You look tough, but are you tough? And when I say tough is, he's fighting a tough opponent.
Yes.
And HS Tiki-Taki, who is the GOAT of Misfits boxing, as proclaimed by Mams Taylor.
But he's yet to prove it. So can he deliver? People have this thought of him. People have this hype behind him. But is he actually going to be able to deliver? And that's this fight. That's this test. Let's call a spade a spade. George Fensom had no business being in the boxing
Correct.
ring.
No way.
No, you are 100%
This is
right.
a completely different fighter.
Right. But also, this is his very first fight as well, making his debut, I believe.
Yes.
And he looks sharp. Throwing a jab, but he's kind of making a mistake, stepping in a little too far with the right, but I don't know.
AT's being a little generous today.
Hey, I'm just saying. Don't quote me.
Still, at the end of the day, HS Tiki-Taki was also relatively untrained for his last fight. This fight, he's been training. We finally get to see, is it just athletic ability? Is it just talent? Or is the skill going to be able to translate as well?
I love it. I love what you're saying, Riley. That totally makes sense. This guy's a big dude. HS is a big dude. Somebody's going down.
That's the main point that I want to make. Anything can happen when you're this size. One punch lands and it can change or end anything.
Yeah, absolutely. This fight's at heavyweight. Big fight. HS, big favorite. And HS has shown just incredible athletic ability. But you know what? AT, as he warms up here, he's looking a little bit better. He's definitely cutting off his own punches. As you can see, he's jamming up his own punches, not really extending them to their full extent.
Yeah.
When you look at new people who are getting into the scene of boxing, and when I say getting into it, there's nothing wrong with starting off, learning how to fight. The great started. But when you look at his right hand, he's very tense and he's right next to his face.
Yes.
He needs to be a little loosened up. Trust your foot. Trust your basic fundamentals.
HS's first boxing footage I saw from him, he was already looking great. I mean, some people just pick it up very quickly, and some people don't. So I'm curious to see, fight night, is Masai Warrior going to be able to, develop these skills quick enough to be able to win?
I'm going to point out something real quick. How the heck did he get a new Misfits shirt before me, Ryan?
Man.
Let's hear from Ben Davis to find out how he got that new Misfits shirt. AT.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the Masai Warrior, HS Tiki-Taki. Still not seen. What do you think of this?
Whatever mind games he's playing, like I'm ready for in here. Do you know what I mean? So we're here, we're staying sharp. I'm ready for whenever he's ready.
Thursday night, what happens?
Let's get it Thursday night, knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Masai Warrior!
Fox, HS Tiki-Taki, still not even in the building.
Yeah, where is he? I have no idea. We haven't seen him yet, even in the hotel.
Hey, time is ticking and talking at the moment.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm very excited for that fight, but we have very much more action coming to you with us. Huss, not quite ready yet, but we're ready to keep things going.
Absolutely.
HS Tiki-Taki, he's not here. I'm very curious to see, does he just not care? Is it an attitude thing? Why isn't he taking part?
Who knows? Honestly, I think it's very unprofessional not showing up for your media workouts, but we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe he had a natural disaster.
Maybe he's scared of the
A
Masai Warrior.
Natural disaster. Look, HS, if you ain't gonna show up, I'm gonna show up and show out as a replacement if he doesn't show
Oh,
up.
man. He ready to fight a heavyweight by the late
AT, if you go in there against Masai Warrior, that's going to be a problem.
I'm 205 pounds right
No
now.
kidding.
Hey, don't stop me, Fox. Don't stop me.
All right, in fact,
hold
we're going to
that.
throw to Huss. Maybe AT is going to do the live workout himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now please welcome to the ring, King Kenny.
All right, here we are with the one and only King Kenny. He's got a t-shirt on that says 6 rounds. How fast did he make that t-shirt, AT?
Man, he went to the mall and had it printed out, ready to go in the next 45 minutes and made a couple. I was hoping to get a 6-rounder, but look, it ain't happened. He got his goons with him, his buddies with him, call him what you wanted.
AT, I believe it did happen. 6 rounds.
Yeah, 6 rounds is official.
That's what Mam Sailor was saying.
He flipped a coin, man.
How did he get a 6 round before I get a 6 round?
Man, who knows? God knows.
Still,
maybe
I
if
think
you
that
complain about it enough, you'll get what you
want.
want.
So which one is King Kenny? Because everybody's tall in there, and I don't know who's who.
AT, I think it's time to study your fighters. You fought the guy. You stood directly in front of him, and you can't tell who he is.
Hey, look. I just signed a contract. I knock him down like bowling balls.
Hey, man, Kenny's looking sharp as always.
Anybody can get it.
Anybody. You can never be my first, but you can always be my next.
Still, I think that when we talk about the 6 rounds, it shows just the preparation from King Kenny. This is a guy that has taken all the toughest fights, as we just said yourself, AT, but he's also had the great cardio, the great fitness, and the great preparation. Salt Papi, on the other hand, has faded in fights. He's had trouble with his cardio, so clearly the advantage goes to King Kenny for 6 rounds.
Yes, I like the way King Kenny fights. He fights as a traditional boxer. He reminds me, and this fight reminds me of a more Thomas Hitman Hearns. He knows how to use the jab. He knows how to use his range. But can Kenny withhold that pressure from Salt Papi?
King Kenny coming off a great win. Fox?
Yes. Listen, man, I'm going to tell you one thing. I've been training with Salt Papi for a long time now. Coming up on a year and a half, I believe. Listen, this is definitely the fight that the team has wanted. You know, this is a fight that people have been looking forward to. They debuted on the same day. King Kenny is a very sharp fighter. This is indefinitely, in my opinion, Salt's toughest test. You see how sharp he is on the pads right now, and like you said, he's going to be able to go the full 6 rounds. I obviously believe that Salt Papi is fully ready for the challenge, but I'm excited to see this fight.
This is a fight that, again, as we've been saying, is a real statement fight. Can King Kenny put himself in a position where he is going to be, quote-unquote, next in the Misfits realm? A great win coming off against Adam Brooks, being able to really reestablish himself as a star in the space, and a guy that's really just been a dog the whole time.
Oh, absolutely, man. He's a real fighter for sure.
Let's go to Ben to hear from the fighter himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with King Kenny. King Kenny, bit of a contract situation yesterday. How much heat does that add to this fight?
Well, 6 rounds, baby. There's a reason why he didn't want to do 6 rounds. He's not conditioned for it. He tried changing it during the camp. It didn't happen. He tried it again on fight week. It's not happening. It's not even going to go the distance, but it's the principle.
Is there bad blood now?
Yes. He's getting it Thursday night. Tune in.
Ladies and gentlemen, King Kenny!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Super Salt Papi.
Pressure on everybody over the years. From his first debut on Showstar to now, body transformation, that is definitely what you can say. That's a hard worker, guys.
Can I point something out to you boys? What stance is Salt Papi boxing in right now, Roundhouse?
Orthodox.
Yes.
So
bit of a different voice for me there.
So he went orthodox this game.
Might have, might not have. Listen, he's added a lot to his game in this camp, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Salt is a completely improved fighter on so many levels, and I'm very excited for him to show that to the world.
We are getting the inside the camp scoop from Fox the G right now.
Indeed.
So, Fox, since you've been to camp with him, how is he coming out in the first and second and third and fourth and fifth, sixth round?
Man, I'm already just gonna tell you this right now. If King Kenny doesn't think that Salt can do 6 rounds, he's in for a very rude awakening. But as I said, we have so much respect for King Kenny. At least I do personally. I think he's a great fighter. It's going to be a heck of a fight, man. It's going to be a really, really good fight.
It will. I think that that's what everybody knows, and it's a testament to the fact that you're saying he's obviously ready for 6 rounds because he's agreed to it.
Yeah.
So he's going in there on Thursday night prepared against a very challenging opponent. But as you can see, King Kenny grilling him right now. Both these guys really want this fight.
This is a main event fight itself. This right here is going to have some of top prospects and even some real big-time boxers like Anthony Joshua and those guys wanting to watch this fight.
Let's hear from Ben.
Salt Papi, he says there's bad blood now. How do you feel?
There's no bad blood. No, I'm ready. I know exactly what they're gonna do. 6 rounds, I'm ready for that. I know exactly what they're gonna wear. And I probably know what music they're gonna play as well. And I'm ready.
Thursday night, what happens?
I'm gonna knock him out.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Salt Papi!
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to remember to buy this pay-per-view at DAZN.com/boxing. That's DAZN.com/boxing. But that's not all that's going to be on DAZN because we're talking about the home of boxing here. Let's check out everything else to come.
Hello, people. Me again. Fight Week on DAZN is non-stop action. Access all areas of the biggest fights.
That's fantastic.
From grand arrivals and weigh-ins.
I'm not here around, I'm in for war.
To open workouts and pandemonium at the presses.
It's going to be so much fun.
All analysed by the biggest names in boxing.
I'll end this. Get him out of boxing. It's over.
That and so much more, even before the bell rings.
7th of December, a triple header. Crocker versus Papadopoulos. Quartermain versus Battison, and Paro versus Hitchens. As well, reignited Usyk versus Fury 2, Saturday, December 21st. And another Fury as Tommy Fury takes on Darren Till in X Series 20, Saturday, January 18th.
Big fight.
And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, the Ade and Ariel show. Ladies and gentlemen, Gib versus Slim, the main event, the pay-per-view. I am absolutely buzzing for this fight. I feel like we've all been waiting for this forever.
I've been waiting for this since the day they came into the scene. Slim, Gib, KSI, they're going at it. It's going to be a crazy fight, y'all.
Slim, an undefeated fighter. Talk to me about the mentality with that.
Oh, man, once you're undefeated, there's nothing you want more than to defend that O. He's not going to let anything come in the way of that, but he's got a pressure fighter in Gib coming off of the loss against Jake. He has been unbelievable for the past couple of years.
Let's throw to Huss to see from the fighters themselves.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Slim, the Hitman Albaher.
Here he is, the main man himself, Slim, looking confident, looking prepared. You could almost call this a hometown fight for the guy.
This guy's just oozing with confidence. Look at him. He's smiling. I haven't seen Slim this happy in a very long time, Riley.
People criticized his willingness to take on a challenge. I don't know of more challenging fights than KSI or Gib, and he's taken both of those fights back to back.
Absolutely. No, man, Slim is never the type to back down from a challenge. You know the work that he puts in, and he's been the underdog in almost every fight he's had, and he still gets the job done.
That's a great point. AT, talk to me about how Slim's always able to seemingly find the win, even in fights where he may not look like he has the advantage. Really, Salt Papi is the fight that we're thinking of.
Yeah.
He's able to get in there and find the win.
Well, one thing that's very key to Slim's success is he is very, very patient. And when I say patient, he waits for the right opportunity to take the right shot to finish the fight.
And we, the fans, have to be a little patient right now, too, as he puts on his shoes.
Man, what's with everybody showing up in their shoes and socks, man? Tie them shoes up. We want to see you box.
I want to see people go at it. I want to see people fight. I want to see somebody, or heart break, everything. I want to see it all, Riley.
Exactly, but let's talk about the looks of both of these fighters. Gib, volume fighter, pressure fighter. Slim, on the other hand, it's in the name. Slim, tall, slim guy, uses his range effectively, uses his groove effectively, as you can see it right there. He's dancing away, confident, calm, cool, and collected, but a very, very challenging foe in Gib. And AT, is he going to be able to put the fight where he wants it, or is Gib going to be able to?
Well, Slim can do what you're saying. He can do as long as he keeps his distance, he stays on the outside, and he stays pressure. But if Gib decides to apply that pressure early on and use that to advantage, it can definitely affect Slim in the long run.
No, absolutely. The one thing that I think Slim's detriment is in this fight could be the gas tank, because obviously Anesongib is well renowned for that gas tank, and we have seen Slim struggle in the past. I think it's going to be a battle of the cardios.
And 8 rounds.
Yes.
Full fight of Misfits first.
Yes.
But that's got to show some confidence, AT, even in Slim.
So, I mean, they call him the Slim Reaper. They call him they call him the Brooklyn Riddler. Look at that, man. That guy can talk, he can fight, and he can dress and back it up.
Another thing I love about Slim, he absolutely loves boxing. He loves what he does. He loves to be in the gym. He doesn't leave the gym. This guy probably fights, goes home, gets off the flight, and his first stop is the gym and then home, knowing him.
What I like about Slim the most, Riley, is pay the man, he'll fight anybody you want. As long as you pay that man.
Yes.
Only place that's paying him is Misfits Boxing. Slim has improved greatly, and I think that he's someone, I've been guilty of it too. People have doubted him. People have doubted his ability, and he always shows up and is able to win. He's also done a great job at really slowly developing into the sport of boxing, taking his time and taking opponents harder and harder every time to show his skill and ability.
Yeah, Slim has definitely came a long way. He's definitely a fan favorite. We all know that. And he finally gets his big shot as the main event and pay-per-view.
Hey, man, Riley, just like you said earlier, man, I have definitely been guilty as well of doubting Slim Albaher. And listen, I've been rooting for Gib since the start of his career. You know I want to see him win fights, but I can't even doubt Slim in this fight.
Truly a 50-50 fight. I'm very curious. It's one of these things where people ask me, I'm very rarely left speechless. I almost always have something to say, even if it's wrong.
Yeah.
But this time, I just haven't had any words to be able to define how intense and how close this fight is.
Nah, man.
This fight, to me, this fight ain't even close. This fight's not even close. I'm not going to sit, Riley.
Say it. Spit it out, AT.
Uh-oh.
I got Slim by first round knockout.
First round?
First round,
buddy.
Wow.
Look. Here's why. And I'm praying to the gods. I need Slim to win. I need Salt Papi to win. I need Salt Papi to beat Slim, and I need that rematch with Salt in the Philippines. And
we got this whole fantasy land
we call this wishful thinking from AT here. Not necessarily that he knows who's going to win, but he knows who he wants to win.
Here we see Slim taking on the pads. He looks sharp. Slim is looking quick, guys.
He is. He's looking crisp, and he's got those boxing fundamentals. Something that I love about Slim and something that people might not notice is he's not just good at range. He's great in tight and in the clinch, and he can often find the punch and find the leverage in tight.
You've seen quite a few of his knockouts actually come on the inside, mid-range. Slim, for a tall fighter, for a long, lanky fighter, he really can fight on the inside, and I think that that's going to be the detriment for Gib.
And Fox, you know this, you're often taller than a lot of your opponents.
Yeah.
When you're the taller fighter, and they have to do all this work to get through your range, and then you're still dangerous in close, where can they operate? Nowhere.
That's exactly what I'm saying, and that's why I think Slim is so confident in this fight. That's how I feel in my fights as well, because I know I can keep you at range, but if you come on the inside, you can still get caught.
I stress it, and I'm going to tell you guys, the viewers out there, I stress it, basic fundamentals. Look at Slim. He's throwing a basic jab. You see how he keeps his right hand up?
Yep.
When he throws his hooks and his left jabs and stuff, he keeps that basic fundamentals. When you have those basic fundamentals, it gets you out of trouble, and it puts you in a great position to take advantage of your opponent's flaws.
Absolutely. I mean, you know the pedigree that Slim is training with as well. Andre Rose, he is no joke of a coach. You see Slim post all the time, getting cussed out in the gym, abused in the gym. All going to pay off on Thursday night.
Let's hear from Ben Davis.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the champ, Slim, the hitman, Albaher. Slim, talk to me about this heat, the bad blood, the rivalry, this grudge match.
Man, it's been 5 years. He's been avoiding me for 5 years, and now it's finally happened, bro. This guy has such a big ego. He's so disrespectful to everybody around him. I'm gonna give him humble pie on Thursday night. I can't wait.
Walk me through how this goes down in the main event on Thursday.
Man, once he feels my power, a lot of people see me as a skinny, frail guy, but once he feels my power, he's gonna be very scared. I promise you that. I'm gonna knock him out under 3 rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the middleweight champion, Slim, the hitman, Albaher!
Tonight, the Ade and Ariel, the boxing show. You can tune into that later tonight at 10 p.m. UK, 5 p.m. Eastern. Slim obviously showing incredible willingness to fight.
Yeah.
I love it. Slim Gib is going to be a masterful banger. This, you can put this in the archive of probably going down as one of the greatest fights of all time on Misfits, besides Dean and Waleed. That's number one, easily, with that great knockout by Dean. But this fight might top that fight as the greatest Misfits fight of all time.
This is genuine bad blood. This is some of the most bad blood. Speaking of Dean and Waleed, I think this is the most bad blood on Misfits I've seen since then. These two guys do not like each other, and they want to knock the other man out.
Absolutely. Slim has shown he has the ability, but Gib has also shown that he has the ability. So I'm very curious to see who is going to be able to enact their will early on in the fight. But it doesn't really matter. I was talking to Gib's team, Leon Wills, the man himself. He said he guarantees the last 4 rounds are theirs. So the first 4 rounds, in my opinion, and this is what I'm reading through the lines, all right, boys?
Yes.
Okay. But in my opinion, the first 4 rounds are really going to dictate the entirety of this fight. If Slim's able to hurt Gib early, that can really change the dynamic even in the later rounds. But if Gib's team is obviously prepared to take this fight into deep waters, and that's where they want it, Slim can interrupt that with power early.
It all depends how Slim dictates the fight. How does it go? All depends how good is Gib's cardio that they preach and say it is.
Yep.
We're going to see this Thursday night.
Leon Wills, his fighters are always ready. That's a guarantee. Fox, talk to me about the importance of cardio in an 8-round fight.
Man, I'm going to tell you something right now. AT, you can definitely attest to this, especially right now. There is no worse feeling than getting in that ring, being 3 rounds deep, having 5 rounds left, and being gassed out.
Hold up. Fox, are you throwing shade at AT over here? He's always ready.
Man, his belly throwing shade on me. What are you talking about?
Hey, it's okay. Look, at the end of the day, you got to show up and show out. Never bend, never break, never fold.
All right, let's see from the man himself, Gib. Let's see if he can show up and show out with us.
Absolutely.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the ring, Anesongib.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Slim himself up here with Gib in the ring. Slim, I've got a gut feeling you might be a little bit biased watching this open workout, but what are you seeing?
I'm honest. I'm an honest man, you know. But I'm just watching him. I guess he's just warming up right now. But I don't care, man. I don't think every fight he had, he barely improved to me, in my opinion, honestly.
Slim, you looked very tight and crisp and technical in your own open workout a second ago. Talk to me about some of the gaps you're potentially looking for in his boxing to be able to expose.
I don't know. I just don't think his boxing skill is all that, man. I think he's maybe he might be a little strong. That's probably his best physical advantage, like his physical ability, you know, like his body and how physical in shape he is. But I felt like I dealt with that everywhere. You know, even when I trained in sparring, I always fought bigger guys than me. So I'm used to fighting a bigger, stronger man. I really don't see anything much that he could do better than me.
I often remember about your face Temper fight. Temper, definitely a bigger man than you, right? Taller physically, and you were able to put that guy to sleep. Are you looking for an early stoppage? Do you want to take this into deep waters? Where do you want to see this fight?
I'm ready to go anywhere, man. I trained very hard. I had a very good camp.
I've been sparring lots of rounds, so I'm ready. If it goes 8 rounds, I'm ready for 10 rounds, 100 rounds, to the death, whatever they want, bro. I'm ready, honestly.
That's what we like to hear, AT. Gib skipping, getting ready here. I wonder if we're going to see him put the mitts on. Incredibly important fight in my opinion. This is the top of the food chain for me. Of course, both of you guys, the KSI fight didn't go through. However, this is that great next step because you're really able to establish yourself as probably one of the kings of Misfits.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very big fight. Gib, he worked his way up. I got to respect it. He beat everybody in his way. I beat everybody in my way. And we're both risking a lot on Thursday night. That's the thing. It's high risk, high reward.
I mean, that's something that both of you guys have been able to say to each other is both of you guys have established yourself through fighting through the game. AT, talk to me about what it's like to build yourself up as a fighter and be able to fight at the highest level.
Well, definitely grinding it out, taking those tough challenges, taking those tough fights. And what I like about Slim is he overcomes the negativity that's on social media. Yeah, he has a smaller frame, but he has that knockout power in both hands. And that's what people are doing. They're underestimating Slim, and that's their problem.
Now, Gib's team has talked about wanting to take this fight into deep water. I'm standing beside Slim right now. He's not even breathing heavy. He did his open workout, looking fine. Talk to me about the preparation.
Hey, bro, I was sparring many rounds. I was doing 12-round spars, and I still felt fresh right after. I was sparring different guys every round, So, I feel the shape, I'm in impeccable shape.
You were in the Shark Tank for 12 rounds.
Yeah, 100%. 12
that's
rounds.
A lot. That's
I was
a
doing 12-round spars. Uncle Dre was taking it hard on me, I was taking it serious. He's a world champion level trainer, and I was having world champion level work, So I was working very hard. I did what I had to do, and my shape, I'm in peak condition. I have no excuses.
That's great to hear. He says no excuses, so we're getting the best out of both of these fighters. Gib doing a nice little warm-up here. Talk to me about what you're seeing here. Obviously, he's doing his push-ups, getting prepped. Gib was looking absolutely ripped so far this week. He's obviously prepared as well. Do you think that's a testament to yourself as a fighter that he's coming in so prepared?
I respect it. He works hard. He's not the most skilled guy in the tank, in the Shark Tank, but he's a guy that works hard. And when you work hard, you could beat guys who are more skilled than you. But the thing is, I'm more skilled than him, and I do work hard. So sometimes working hard don't get you far in life, and he's going to learn that Thursday night.
No stone unturned for Slim here. I'm very excited. AT, talk to me about this. Obviously, both of these guys, slightly different physiques. You've been a shorter fighter before. What is Gib going to have to be looking for against Slim, who's the taller fighter?
Repeat that one more time.
I'm just saying, no shade to you, but you're not that tall of a guy. You've fought guys that are taller than you in the past. Slim's the taller fighter here. Gib has to get through that, and you've done it successfully throughout the entirety of your career. Talk to me about some of the strategies that Gib is going to have to use against Slim.
So for keys to victory for Gib to get on Slim. If I was Gib, my goal would be, hey, I need to put Slim back on the ropes because he's comfortable on the ropes with the high guard. I need to start working it. I need to cut off them angles and trap him in that corner. What Slim needs to do, he needs to stay in the middle of that ring and keep at a distance. Use that jab. Put your left foot outside of his foot, and if he wants to bang, well, we already know the hitman right here. He got that power, them dynamites in the hands that's going to knock that brick house down.
Slim, you kind of know the game plan that your opponent has to approach here. Have you guys prepared for that?
Yeah, I definitely prepared for it, man. I've been sparring. Like I said, I sparred a few world champions in my camp. I sparred Danny Jacobs. My main
Danny Jacobs? I just called him out earlier.
Yeah. One of my main sparring partners is Saddam Ali, too, former world champion. I'm in the ring with him. I did over 300 rounds with him, So, I'm very experienced with a high-level guy, So, I have the experience. I'm very comfortable in my skill set now. Before I'm learning on the job, But now I'm very comfortable with what I can do in the boxing ring.
Now, obviously, at range, you're going to have the advantage. There's really no question about that at all. But in tight, you've had a lot of your knockouts. You're able to develop a lot of leverage even without a lot of range. Do you feel a confidence if he's closing the distance on you that you're going to be able to find the shot?
100%. The reason why I got so good fighting on the inside is because a lot of people, when I spar, always try to put pressure on me. So I never had a chance to use my range. So I learned how to find the inside to earn my respect and hit them with some shots to give me my distance. So I feel like I'm a better inside fighter than outside fighter, which is kind of crazy.
In my opinion, Gib is arguably one of the best pressure fighters that we have in the social media scene. And I think that he's going to be able to develop a lot of pressure in this fight. And we were talking earlier that an 8-round fight, his team thinks that they have the advantage late. You obviously think differently. But if that's their strategy, how do you mitigate those early rounds that you're more likely to win, let's say?
I think that's a terrible strategy because they know I'm more skilled than him. They know that. You know what I mean? Imagine if it was a 4-round fight. That's why they wanted to make it 8 rounds, and I agreed right away because I want to prove that I'm not just a better short-round fighter, I'm a better long-term fighter too. This is a big statement I'm going to make in the scene because everybody thinks I have a bad gas tank. I'm going to prove it to them. I've been taking this very seriously.
All right. Now, I know this is going to be a tougher question, but I want you to name 3 skills that you think that could be dangerous to you from Gib that you're seeing right now. He's thinking because he doesn't have them. Nothing.
Well,
I would say, I'll throw you one, and you can disagree with me, and that's fine, but I do think that his in and out movement is good.
That's what he does best, but it's not even all that good. I think I do it way better than him. And he's very awkward on his feet. I don't think his balance is the best. Once I hit him with some shit, like I see what he's trying to do.
Language, everybody.
You see what he's doing right now? He's throwing the overhand right because he thinks that's what I'm going to do. So he's going to try to counter it and come up to the body. But trust me, I'm a way smarter fighter than these guys give me credit for. So they're going to find out.
We were saying that before AT, that a lot of people have doubted Slim his entire life. Talk to me. Act like Slim's not here.
Okay.
What does Gib have to do in what you're seeing to be able to get through his skills and ability?
He got to press Slim. Like I told you earlier, he needs to put his back on the ropes, chop him in the corner, and go to work straight to the body. Break the body down and go to the head.
This guy got no pop, bro. Honestly, I just don't think he got pop like that.
But Slim, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How do you prepare mentally leading up into this fight?
Honestly, man, for me, it's another day in the office, man. I know it's a lot of pressure. It's a very big fight. But I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. I was mentally prepared for KSI in the summer, so I had back-to-back camps. And the boxing ring became my second home now. You know, I'm living in the boxing ring now, so it's like, for me, it's just another day in the office to me.
Would you consider yourself a fighter first and a content creator second?
You know, people like to say this is the influencer boxing scene, and I'm an influencer boxer, but the way I see it now, I'm a boxer with influence.
That's a good line.
That's a good line.
Thank you very much.
Well,
let's get Ben in there to hear from Gib himself.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Gib. Gib, looking sharp, Thursday night main event. Talk to me about this.
Listen, I'm feeling deadly. 10-ounce gloves on my hands. This is exactly what I like to love. Public workout. He knows it's detonation. We're taking him out.
You've got KSI ringside right there. What's the message?
What about him? What about him?
Any message to KSI ringside?
No, I don't give a shit about him. I'm fighting Slim.
Fair enough.
Slim.
Final words to Slim.
He's getting ginned.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 7-figure giver, Anesongib.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Ade and Ariel show. That is live tonight, where they talk everything there is to talk about boxing.
Hey everyone, I'm Ariel.
And I'm Ade.
Introducing the Ariel and Ade Boxing Show. All the headlines and hard-hitting debate from the world of boxing.
And we've got special guests every single week.
So if you love boxing, you'll love this program.
Every Tuesday, live on Dazn.
AT, I mean, Slim was very, very confident. It's really difficult to navigate sometimes talking about a fighter's opponent while he's right beside you because obviously the confidence is oozing out of Slim. I can't wait to hopefully grab a word with Gib himself because he looks pretty prepared in there as well.
Yeah, Gib was pumped. Slim is pumped. We got two egos about to clash, but one ego has to get deflated, and I just hope the best man wins. That's all.
I think that there's no question that the best man will win because these two are going to fight. KSI in the arena right now, talking, getting ready. Very, very adamant from Leon Wills.
I mean, but that's his trainer. That's his coach.
Leon Wills, a man of integrity himself, and he's always ready to go. But this just shows how invested KSI, the man behind all of this, is in a fight like this. And when we see that he's invested in it, I'm invested in it.
Yeah, I love it when a coach comes to bat for me or his fighters. That just tells you the confidence builds in me. If my coach is confident and he's talking trash and he's defending me, that's going to make me want to have a little confidence and build me up slowly from scratch.
It's a very, very challenging fight for me to pick. I'm razor close on it, but I gotta say Slim's confidence is selling me a little bit here.
Yes.
I've always vouched for Gib. I've always thought he was going to win every single fight, but the confidence is very, very, almost you could say, intoxicating from Slim and his team.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I just wish things were handled a little differently, but this is the fight game. now everybody's feelings going to get hurt, whether you like it or not.
Yes, and the thing that people don't realize is fighters are often very emotional people, right?
Yes.
And they fight with that emotion, and they bring that to the ring, and they're always ready to go. But Gib, is he going to be able to harness that emotion? I mean, he's always had so much passion, so much drive in the game. We can see it in his physical transformation, but also his skill transformation. Now, I think that this is one of the toughest fights that we're going to see from him coming in to Misfits, the home of influencer boxing. There's no question about it. And if he's able to finally conquer this, I think that that'll really establish himself.
Yeah. If Gib goes in there and knocks out Slim, not only does he
and he's got 8 rounds to do it.
And not only does he becomes the champion, he becomes a bona fide superstar. And when I say bona fide superstar, if Gabe wins this fight, by all means, he deserves a KSI fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can buy now at DAZN.com/boxing. That's DAZN.com/boxing. But there's much more to come. Check out Usyk versus Fury 2.
Live on Dazn worldwide, Usyk versus Fury 2, December 21st. The first fight had it all. Now, the rematch. In the most anticipated showdown of the year. 2 opposing mindsets. 2 corners set to reignite. For redemption. For greatness. For legacy. 2 of the best on the planet will collide. Only one will end the year heavyweight champion of the world. Get closer to the action. Closer to Fight Night on the global home of boxing. Live on DAZN worldwide. Usyk versus Fury 2, December 21st. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with Gib. Gib, you just did your open workout. It doesn't even look like you. It looks like you did a stretching routine. You look so fit.
No, they kicked me out of the ring. I wish I could stay in there more. I love to train. This is what I like to do.
Talk to me about the
boxing
preparation.
Stuff, I love it, man. I love it. This is what I do. I've dedicated my life to this. So to be out there training, they're kicking me out early. Pissed. Pissed. I can't wait to put my hands on this guy. I can't wait.
That's what I was going to say. Hopefully you can harness some of that negative energy. Yeah. AT, talk to me about what you're seeing.
Well, what I like about Gib is he's keeping everything tight. And what he's doing good is he's breathing in between punches, was conserving a lot of that energy, and he's doing a phenomenal job.
AT, Gib, talk to me about some of your strategy here, your game plan. Your coach was saying you want to take this into deep waters. That's where you think you have the advantage. How do you see this fight playing out early and then, of course, later?
We're just going to expose him as the bad boxer he is. That is the plan. So his strengths, we're going to exploit that. His weaknesses, we're going to exploit that. And eventually, you're going to see the Misfits champ crumble. Well, I love it. The promotion's against me. It's me versus everyone, and I'm going to take him out.
I'm not against you, brother, but I'm very excited to see this fight. Slim is incredibly confident, but you have absolutely equal confidence. Where does that confidence come from? Is it in preparation? Is it in your team? Or is it in your skills?
From being around him, I know him now, is fake confidence. It's an acted confidence. It's something that he puts on in front of the cameras. So when we're fighting and I'm breaking him down, watch the man that you'll see in front of him.
Talk to me about your own confidence.
You'll see him weak. The confidence doesn't come from anything but just the work that I put in. I know how dedicated I've been, and it comes from my original story. So that's where my confidence comes from.
Do you see this as a chapter in that story?
A chapter of me taking out Misfits, yes.
I love it.
I think it's going to be interesting because he says he wants to take out Misfits, but he might see himself as the face and build it up even more, which I think would be amazing to see. I'd be absolutely adamant to see that. AT, how are you feeling this energy coming from Gib right now?
I love the energy. I love the fact that, like I said earlier, if he goes out there and he knocks out Slim, not only does he becomes champion, he becomes, like I say, a bona fide superstar. Line that KSI fight up next, and that's what I want to see next. This guy is oozing with confidence. Hey, look, like I said earlier, when your coach is oozing with confidence, that's going to give me the confidence because I know I got my team and coach backing up. He looks great. He looks in shape. He looks ready to go.
I'm getting pumped up just standing beside him. I mean, the guy's got so much energy. Everybody, make sure to tune in at DAZN.com/boxing. You can buy the pay-per-view right now. And if you haven't, you're incorrect, because Gib and Slim are going to put it on an absolute pleasure. I can't wait to see it. Tune in tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be doing the live weigh-in. And then, of course, Thursday, you can see these gentlemen fight. Thank you so much, everybody.
Perfect.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you live on the Zone X Series. Let's see some thunder!
X Series on Dazn, sponsored by William Hill.
You found it then?
Of course I did. Good boy.
This is why I bought the farm. This was always my escape. Even when I was playing football and I was in trouble and stuff.
It's my therapy.
Get back to work.
I'm back. There's 20 people here. We're all crash bang wallop. See these?
You're not wearing any PPE.
Oh, watch out.
That will be the biggest nightmare we've ever done.
Deep breath.
Brand new Vinnie Jones in the Country. Available to stream only on Discovery Plus.
X Series on Dazn, sponsored by William Hill.